Are we live? No.
Oh, we live, baby. We live.
Oh, we live? Oh, yo, it is Tuesday night. It is Tuesday night. You know what that means. The boys are in the penthouse once again. It is Talking Elite live. We got your boy, Brother St. Polo, joined by my tag team partner, as always, Don Sean. How you feeling, my man?
Chilling, brother. I'm chilling. I'm ready. I got cleared to walk. I'm on the cane. We out the wheelchair.
We making progress.
We're making progress, moving forward.
Nothing but progress. Nothing but progress. And yo, speaking of nothing but progress, yo, I'm liking this momentum we are carrying, Don Sean, because we have ourselves another wrestler on the show this week, my man. We got ourselves a wrestler We got ourselves a wrestler on the show this week. We got my boy Tyler Jones, fresh. Basically, I don't want to call you, fresh meat. We're gonna get into your career and everything, your budding career in a little bit. We're gonna dive into the nitty gritty of it. But how you doing today, my man? Let's go to the show.
I'm doing good. How y'all doing? You feel me? Thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited. This is only my second time doing something like this, so this is still going into the ring is something nervous, but this is more nervous because people gonna ask you questions and people gonna look at you a certain way if you answer them you like Bret Hart, you like Shawn Michaels. It's just all right.
Hey man, this
people are divided.
You must understand.
Look at the names you mentioned. Look at the names you mentioned. You know what I'm doing.
It's a division here, but you know what? This is an open forum. This is judgment-free zone here in the penthouse, bro. Don't you worry about that. Yo, we got you. We got you covered. You're gonna speak your mind, but we're gonna have you covered here, my man. We're gonna have you covered.
Nah, he's definitely wearing one of the best shirts. I like that shirt right there for sure.
That's a fact, yo. But then we gonna get into it, my man. Because I got a lot to ask you. Before we came on the air. You told me some interesting things, my man. You told me you're from a certain place that I'm from,
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm from the Bronx, New York. You feel me?
Yeah, big BX in the building. Boogie down. You feel me?
Yeah, not too many people know about the Bronx. If you know, you know. You feel me? You just know.
Exactly.
You just know, it's
sure.
New York.
For sure.
Come on.
It's nitty gritty. There you go.
Come on. All right, but I was gonna say, it's hard being out here sometimes being a wrestler. You feel me? You got different people to worry about. You got some people your own skin complexion. You didn't even know they like wrestling until you tell them you you're a wrestler. You feel me?
Right.
So sometimes it's about stepping out that comfort zone. You just step out the comfort zone of being yourself. Always helps. You feel me? You just go out there, tell somebody yo, I'm a wrestler, and you just get different looks, and it's just yo, he a wrestler. You do this, yo, is there? And then the first questions they always ask is yo, is it real or fake? How do you do this? And it's just I didn't even think y'all would be interested, cause you feel me? It's some people you really think never would thought about wrestling, would like wrestling. You just yo, and it just shows me everybody grew up the same way, honestly, whether we like it or not. Everybody watched wrestling when we was a kid. We was Jeff Hardy's fans. We was Shawn Michaels fans. We love watching ladder matches and all that. So, if you say you didn't like wrestling when you was younger, you're a liar.
Something was wrong, yeah. You're a damn liar.
Something's wrong with you. When you were younger, you a liar. Talk that talk.
Yeah, you facts. Talk that talk, my man.
Liar.
But shoot, we're going to get right into it, T. So, I got to ask you, my man, being from the BX, being from the Boogie now, how did you get into this thing called wrestling, my man? What captured the spark that said, oh, this is going to be the thing that I do?
You watch your wrestling matches as a kid, it's probably you get that one match. For me, that one match was Shawn Michaels versus Triple H SummerSlam. I watched that, and then it's just yo, nah. I was a big Shawn Michaels fan. I used to, straighten up my hair, put it in a ponytail I'm Shawn Michaels, do the whole pose and everything. And I watched that match, and it was just yo, nah. And he won with the quick roll-up, and then still, Triple H beat him up after, and it's just yo, nah, I got to get vengeance for Shawn Michaels. I'm coming, Triple H. But as far as getting into wrestling and training and stuff, I was actually playing basketball. Funny story, playing basketball out in the park, and one of my friends, Jerome, shout out to him. He told me, he was yo, bro, he was pointing at Sebastian Cage. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's pointing at Sebastian Cage, and he's yo, this guy wrestles, he's a wrestler, bro. And I'm that's cool, bro. At this point in my life, I was really giving up on wrestling. You feel me? In middle school and stuff, you don't find no wrestling gyms, nowhere to train and stuff. And it's just all right, cool. At some point, I gotta move on with my life if I'm gonna be a wrestler. But if I can't find a way into wrestling, how am I supposed to continue? So my friend is telling me like, yo, he's a wrestler, bro. Like, go check him out. Go talk to him. And I'm just like, yo, nah, like, he ain't on nothing. So my friend pulls me up to him like, yo, he want to be a wrestler. So he's showing me a few of his matches, and I'm like, oh shit, he a wrestler. Like, you feel me? I was one of those people who'd be like, man, yo, you wrestle? Like, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I'm one of those people. So like, I seen it, and I'm just like, oh shit, he's really a wrestler. Like, oh my bad. I don't know if we could curse. Like, I'm over here just
curse.
Man, you're good.
You're
good.
Yeah. So, and I seen him, and I'm just like, yo, how do I get into this? Like, what can you show me something right now? From right then and there, he showed me how to roll, like quarter roll, front rolls, back rolls.
This is all outside?
All outside, like on like the black mats, like the black mats for the park. All outside on those. So I'm rolling back and forth. I'm just like, oh shit, like, yo, this is wrestling. Like, so he took me to like my first independent show. It was for Fighting Spirit. For Fighting Spirit Wrestling down in Brooklyn. Okay. I went down there. I met a few of the wrestlers, and I met the head trainer, Joel Maximo from the SATs. I met him, and like he told me like, yo, I do training. He gave me a reasonable price, like, you feel me, to fit in. And I was like, I could work with that. That's something like in my price range, and I respect that. So I went there, started training, and like I felt like, you know, it was joyous to be in the ring, like to be there, but it was just like as I was there, I felt like I wasn't learning as much as I can. Like, sure, it was like a bunch of other wrestlers there, and it's just like they're already ahead of you, and you just like, shit, I gotta catch up. And it's just like, I wasn't picking up as fast, but like it was still cool to help out on shows, different shows and stuff. But then I met Nick Payne. He's an independent tag team wrestler. I met him, and he was like, yo, I'll train you for free. You just gotta be willing to like bump on wrestling mats, like, you know, like the like a dungeon style, like, you know, like the Black Heart, just like that. So like I was in a back room, like in the center. I eventually worked in the center. It's crazy. Like, so yeah, I was in that back center learning how to wrestle, doing more bumps, rolls, learning like headlocks, my lockups, my different, like, you know, your different moves. And it's just like, oh shit. Like, then he had a ring. He had a ring, and he's like, yo, I'm setting up the ring this day, so if you want to come through. That day, I looked at the ring for like a good 25 minutes, just like, yo, I don't, like, you know, you just want to stretch yourself. You don't want to disrespect nobody. I'm just sitting there stretching. I'm like, all right, I don't know if I'm ready to get in there. He didn't tell me get in the ring, so I'm just like, I'm going to wait. And then they asked, like, yo, you want to get in the ring? Come on. And like, from there, we just took off. Like, I took off and went to PAPW for like a few trainings. And then from there, had a few matches. Nick Payne got me my first match. Like that, my first match was versus Big Daddy Dre. That's way back in 2017, I believe. That was like my first match. No wrestling gear, nothing. You know, basketball shorts, basketball sneakers. Just run out there like, But yeah, that was my first match, and then I just continued from there for sure.
So in that time process, you said your first match was in 2017. So how long, all in all, did it take for you to get to that specific first match? Like, how long was your training, all in all?
I would say, like, all right, for my first match, because, like, it's kind of weird. Like, I still consider that my first match because, like, you know, you never did something like this in front of other people.
Of course.
But, like when you do it in front of kids and stuff, like, little kids, it's, like, easier to get a kid's attention with wrestling. Like, you know, somebody's punching each other, it's like, Like, you feel me? It's not that real effect where you're in front of wrestling fans and, like, if you mess up, they see and know what you're doing. So, like, if they see you mess up and it's like, all right, cool, we got to get rid of this guy. Like, you feel me? Like, they're going to boo you out the building. Like, I ain't coming to see this. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was my first match, but, like, I was still in the process of training. And then, like, my real first match came, like, not too long after that, probably, like, 2018, I want to say. I was still training. My first match out in Connecticut, you know, feel me? No family members out there with me to, like, cheer me on and nothing. So it's just like, all right, you're going to go out there. You're going to be a bad guy. You got to go out there. You know, you got your little character, but you
play the heel. Okay.
Like, you're trying to work on your character at the same time, like, but you're still not sure, like, all right, is this, like, who I want to be? And it's just like, all right, I got to go out there and, like, I don't know if they're going to accept me or not. And, like, my first match, I walked out, like, this is not the first match with Big Daddy Dre. This is the first match out in PAPW. I walked out, and I'm just like, I forgot what I said. I said something dumb. Like, I said something so dumb. I was like, no, matter of fact, I wasn't the heel. I was the face. That's what made it worse. I was the face. and like if you're a face and you got like nobody out there, like you feel me, like no family members to cheer you on, it's hard for a crowd to get behind you. Like you got to do some extra stuff to get that crowd behind you, because like a lot of us, whether we like to admit it or not, we don't really care for other people. We're gonna see them, we just be like, all right, what are you gonna do? Like you gotta do something special to make me like, okay, he's that person. So I'm walking out there and I'm just like, all right, I go, you're all beautiful, and I'm just like, oh God, like hurry up and walk in the ring. I'm just like, yo, hurry up and walk in the ring, get in there.
Wow, hey, that's a way to capture the crowd's attention, though.
Yeah, and like they just looked at me and it was all silent. I was just like, oh, yeah. It was just. I just wanted to tuck my head away into my jacket. I would have been like, well,
you're beautiful too, man.
Yeah, I wish like more fans would come. Like, if you come into a wrestling show, come with energy, man. Like, just like
for sure,
you're not hidden. Like, whether you know the person like that's participating or not, just be there with energy. Like, it's a show.
Well, I feel like especially like the small indie shows, like absolutely, you know, you gotta like even it doesn't matter like who you perform in front of. I've always learned that an audience is still an audience, but the audience got to come with the same energies that the wrestlers have in the ring.
Nah, that's definitely a fact. But I'm not gonna.
You gotta participate. You absolutely gotta participate.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Participation.
That's what it's all about, for real.
You there to be silent.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you don't like us, boo us. If you like us, cheer us. Do something. Like, just don't sit there. Like,
I mean, y'all pay y'all money to come into the show. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, the least y'all can do is like a little crowd participation, a little crowd like support. You know?
Yeah. Shit, I always go over the top. I always leave wrestling events with a hoarse voice.
Raspy voice, yeah, like absolutely.
Nah, with fans though, I'm not gonna lie. I find it hard for me sometimes, like when doing taunts. Like it's something you think about but don't think about. You be like, oh, let me do a taunt, and it's just like, what's a good taunt? Like you ever sit there and just like, what's a good taunt for you? Like you ever look in the mirror, you flexing like, I don't got that much muscle, so me flexing is like not a cool taunt. And like so, everybody tells me like whenever I come into the ring, I do this little spin on the apron. And like I'll show people my highlight videos and stuff, and they'll look at 1,000 moves, but they'll just see that one spin on the apron and be like, "Yo, that spin on the apron,
that's you.
That's you."
Right.
Like,
yeah,
just like yo, you just seen a Hurricanrana, you seen a frog splash, but you remember the spin on the apron.
It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's just like, all right, maybe my moves is not as crisp as I thought they was. Like, I'm just gonna keep spinning on an apron. They like that.
So
man, that's messed up.
So
think they're trolling you with that one?
Are they trolling me? I don't know, cause like it kind of started off with me trolling them. Like I'll come out like, cause everybody walks into the ring so boringly and stuff. Like I went one time to go slide into the ring, and I was just like, you know what? Let me spin back. As a heel, like I felt like that was a real dickish thing to do. So it was like, let me spin back and smile at these people who didn't pay to see me. Like, you feel me? Y'all don't know me. Take these pictures. Like I said, take a picture of me. So take a picture. Like, yeah. But like,
that's heel energy right there, my man.
Yeah, like feel me? I gotta tell them to take a picture of me because they don't understand that they're in the essence of greatness. Like, this is only once in a lifetime thing. You might not see something as perfect as this again. That's why I'm picture perfect. So take a picture while you can. They just don't be understanding sometimes.
Talk that talk.
Okay.
So when you see me, take a picture because you never know if you're gonna see it again.
Hey, picture lasts 1,000 words, my man. Let's see if you can give them more than 1,000 and remember you by.
Oh, I can. Like that's why I love shows like this. Like I could come up in here and talk. You just want me to talk. That's what you need me to do is talk. I love talking. Like this is fun.
And here in the penthouse, my man, you gonna talk and you gonna give a different perspective. I would have never thought, the thing about the Bronx scene in pro wrestling is that it's not really much a booming scene. So, So you travel to Brooklyn, correct? Do you travel to Brooklyn most of the time, or like?
Not most of the time. All right, let me say this about the Bronx. You wouldn't think it's a booming scene, but the Bronx was a booming scene. Like they had BWF. And like whether
I do remember that at Darrow's,
whether people like that or not, like that right there, that's like for me, like coming out of middle school, going into high school, starting my training. That was like how would I say? That's like my ROH for example. I seen them and I was like,
okay.
I was like, yo, these are people like I may know, may not know, like, but they're in my community, and I can, like, I get to wrestle them. I get to show my talents. Like, that's some place. That was a place I always wanted to wrestle at. But like, I trained there. I never did a show there. I trained there. Like, you pay $10, you get in the ring, and you like they'll let you train. So like, that was dope to me. Like, yo, I get to train with these other wrestlers. Like, if they're there. But like, since that shut down, I know there's one in Queens.
House of Glory.
Yeah, not only House of Glory, but also the Coliseum. It's a training. But the Bronx, yeah, you're right. It's not really a blooming scene, but like when you get out, when you get out and you see certain people, a lot of them are from New York. Like, don't let that surprise you. A lot of them from New York. Some of them are from the Bronx, but a lot of them are from New York. Like, the independent scene has a lot of New Yorkers on it, and that makes me happy. Like, I'm happy to be one of them sometimes. Like, even though I may make appearances here and there, like I may try to make them when I can, but I love it.
Well, shoot. Well, I'm gonna ask you on that regard. Like, what is a part of that process alongside of, like, you know, loving the process of going to a show or doing shows? What's your favorite part of the process in terms of like getting ready for a show or like just being able to get ready for a match in general?
Getting ready for a match. It depends. Like, cause you know, you got some matches where you wrestle somebody you know. Like, you feel me? You may wrestle somebody you know, and that's cool. Hold on. I'm just gonna take a kip. I'll keep talking, but you know, you wrestle somebody you know, and like that gets you excited because it's like, oh, yo, we got chemistry here. We got something we could build on. You feel me? But like for me, it's more of the travel. It's like I don't really get out much, so like when I do get to travel and stuff, it's like before we got live, I was telling your partner, you feel me, how I went to Maryland for my first ever show, like in 2019 in a way. It was the Pan African World Desperate Championship tournament. Like, that was their first ever tournament, and like you get voted into the tournament and stuff. And like,
you was in the tournament?
Yeah, I was in the tournament.
Oh,
I had shorter hair. I had shorter hair and all that. I got eliminated in like the first match, but I was in a fatal 4-way with Mr. Grimm and two others. I forgot the other two others' names. Yeah, but like, I forgot the other guy's name. Damn, man, we so cool right now. He'll be all right. He'll watch this and be like, yo, could a name drop me? It'll be all right. But yeah, I took that trip out to Maryland. You feel me? I took a trip out to Maryland by myself. I was only 19 at the time, no car. You feel me? Never been to Maryland, and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna get on the train. After I get on that train, I'm gonna have to take their public transportation, and I don't really know how that works. So I'm just sitting there, ask questions. And I got there, and like the guy told me, he was like, yo, thank you for coming out here. Like, you from New York and you showed up. I was like, yeah, you booked me. Like, was I not supposed to show up?
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. Like, if you book me, I'm gonna show up. Like, I'm gonna show up. Like, unless I oversleep. Like, that's been a problem one time.
Okay.
That's been a problem.
Hell, at least I know. No, hey, yo, at least I know what happens in the business, bro. Shoot, you oversleep, you know.
Yeah.
Even though it's a show, it's money that you gotta make, but you know it happens. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. For sure. That definitely happens. But like getting into like the scene and stuff, like, you want to find yourself a good school. Like, that's a good place to start off at. Like, it's always cool if you know a few wrestlers, but like find yourself a good school. But make sure like your price is affordable. Make sure like the prices are affordable for you. Just because they charging this high price and like sure it's like this indie guy, like a big indie guy name backing them, doesn't always mean it's best for you. You feel me? Because like when you go out there and start training and like you realize you're not getting the attention you want, or maybe he's not putting you on the show like you want to be on the show. And then you start to realize, like, yo, I put top dollar, like my hard-earned money into this, and it's just like I'm not getting nothing back. Like, you feel me? I went out there, I trained, I bust my ass in the ring, out the ring.
Pay your dues. You're paying dues.
And you still not giving me the burn that I need. Like, you feel me? Like, I understand paying dues. Like, paying dues, you set up the ring, you build the ring, you do all that. But like, not only are you still paying money while you're training, you're still paying your dues. But it's just like, at what point do you let me, like, you feel me, go out there and start getting on matches? Like, without, like, you feel me? Because you never want to be rude and be like, oh, yo, I think I should be on this match, or I'm ready for a match. Like, you feel me? Right. You don't want to overstep your trainer.
Right. Overstep your boundaries, or even almost burn your bridges in some shape or form, some form of fashion.
Yeah, basically. So like when that happens, it's just like, what's the next step? Like, where can I go? And then that's when you find like little spots where like, all right, yo, you cool with one wrestler, have him help you train you on some stuff. And you can always work on like, there's always little things you can work on like real quick. Like you can learn lockups,
so you're always
headlocks.
learning, right? You're always like learning ways to build upon your craft or hone your skills.
For sure.
Like you're not staying in one place just to, go like. You're not staying in one place just to say, okay, I'm learning these things, but you go to different places and you learn different other move sets.
Yeah, definitely. Like wrestling is like a thievery game. Like you feel me?
Okay, absolutely.
There's no such thing as like one person like having a move specifically belonging to them. Like you feel me? Mm-hmm. Did I cut out? Like I had
it just for a little bit, like.
Out.
Yeah,
Am
just a few seconds. Yeah, you're still here. You're good. You're good. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can't hear y'all.
Oh, okay. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hold on.
All right, picture perfect. Have it going through some technical difficulties, but in the meantime, guys, if you are looking at us through StreamYard, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
yes.
I
hear you,
Tyler
Jones. Oh, damn, no.
Still can't hear y'all.
All right, we are experiencing some technical difficulties, but in the meantime, guys, if you're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, please like, love, share, comment, subscribe if you're watching from YouTube, and then also we have our shows streaming on Twitch live right now. Are we on Twitch, Don Sean?
Yes, absolutely.
Yo, yes, my bad, y'all. My bad.
Can you?
I wasn't able to hear y'all. I'm back. I'm sorry.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now?
I definitely can hear y'all now.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad that that ended up working out.
Yeah, I ended up getting a phone call real quick.
But that's all right. We got our boy Picture Perfect Tyler Jones in the penthouse giving us a different perspective. Talking Elite, episode 6. But we're gonna get to before the boy became a man. I gotta ask you, Mr. Jones,
what's up?
When you fell in love with this thing called wrestling, what was your deal growing up? Like, what did you fall in love with growing up, like watching the sport? Were you a WWF guy? Were you a sports entertainment, or were you a wrestling guy with WCW?
I would say I was definitely a sports entertainment guy. All right, let me start off. I grew up on the back end of like that whole WCW, WWE for me.
Okay, that's fair.
I was on the back end. I'm not going to sit there and be like Attitude Era. Nah. For me, if you really know, the golden era was the ruthless aggression era. You had Edge, you had Eddie Guerrero. I was just like, man, this wrestling right here is like, and the storytelling, like at the time, the storytelling was different. Like, I love Rhino. That guy used to just come up, destroy things, and just like, his feud with Chris Jericho was top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch feud.
Who can forget?
But like, I was definitely
through the SmackDown set.
I was definitely a fan of like the storytelling and stuff, like the way, like you ever seen somebody get hurt and he's just like, I gotta get back. I gotta get vengeance for this person. Like,
I mean, man, you've never seen me watching a wrestling event or a wrestling match. My wife could tell you, boy, I'm into it. I'm into it. If a dude lands on their neck weird, I'm like, oh, he broke his neck.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
by God.
Yeah, for sure, the storytelling got me into it because this is like, when you tell a story, like, because you don't have to be a great wrestler to tell a great story. You don't have to be the best. Like, when you tell a story, whether like you get two mediocre wrestlers or like two people you feel like, all right, like they've been having bad matches, but they tell a good story together, you'll forget about the bad matches they had. You'll just sit there and look like, they sat there and told me a story throughout this whole match. That's what I love about wrestling. Like, you give me 8 to 10 minutes to tell a story to these fans, and it's just like, all right, whether y'all cheer for me or not, like, I got to make that happen because I'm telling the story. Like, so that's why I love the storytelling aspect. Not only that, but like, you get to sell. Like, selling is like the best thing in wrestling. You fall down, bounce back up.
I gotta ask you. I know you're still like growing with your career, but in terms of selling, how do you feel like you sell when you work in the ring with some of your opponents? How is your selling?
My selling
on a scale I'll put it on a scale of 1 between 1 to Shawn Michaels to Dolph Ziggler. What's your selling game like, man?
My selling game. What is it like? I'll give you an underrated one. My selling game is like Batista versus Mark Henry.
Oh no!
No, not versus Mark Henry. You know when he's holding the rope.
What?
Oh no!
That's my selling game right there.
It's all good. I respect Don Sean. I respect the honesty, my boy.
That's my selling game.
I respect the honesty. I respect the honesty, man. I respect the honesty.
And you got to throw in a few Scott Steiner botches off the top.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I swear. That is some funny stuff.
You can't be botching Frankensteiners, my man.
You gotta throw a few of the miscues.
You cannot be botching Frankensteiners. Those are.
Bro, those are, yeah, man.
Nah, not a Frankensteiner. I'm saying like I come off the top rope with a double axe handle, but I slip off the rope.
Oh damn!
I give you.
That's tough. Man, you don't want to tear your knee up, end up like me, man.
Moral of the story: don't try to end up on WrestleBotch, bro.
Do not end up on Botch Club.
Don't end up on Botch Club or WrestleBotch, bro. They'll
end up on Botch Club.
My thing
goes viral, bro.
Nah, I was thinking that like, yo, I'll be a viral, I'll be a hit, but like at the same time, nobody has seen like. I'm pretty sure if people have like took the time to watch like some of my matches, you could pick like some of them out there and just be like, "Yep, we got a clip, guys. We got one here."
Damn, that's viral. All right, though. But that's all a part of the process.
Yeah, that's definitely just comes with experience. Like as you grow, as you see, you can see professionals like who get paid to do this. They're messing up. So like me as a rookie starting out, I deserve it to be able to mess up. Like it's just something that's gonna happen.
We got a funny comment from a viewer. Our boy Daniel L. Don Cassiano, welcome back to the show, my brother. Thank you as always for your support. He says, LOL, I started to do the Stone Cold what? That's a funny comment. Wants to end up on the Botch Club. So my brother, I actually do have a great question for you then, man. Let's talking about it. Who's your favorite male wrestler of all time then? Would you say from growing up watching this thing we call wrestling?
All time. Can I give you 3? Can I give you 3 for all time?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right. So if we gonna go like golden era, I gotta give it to my boy Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay.
For sure, definitely give it to him. Like I never seen somebody like as agile as him or as quick or on their toes. And like from watching interviews like later on, how he lived his character, like that wasn't just a character, that was really him. Not only that, and then like when he goes back and how he broke down his matches. Like how he put them together, and I like that. It gave me something like, yo, I respect that. Like that's something I could take and put into my characters. Then the next one, you feel me, is Shawn Michaels. Like you can't go wrong with Shawn Michaels.
Who doesn't go wrong with HB Shizzle, man?
Shawn Michaels. Thank you, Shawn Michaels.
No, HB Shizzle, bro. I can't.
That man is the guy right there.
I feel like he is the consensus choice right there for everybody. To be completely honest with you.
He is the guy, and then after him, I give it to my boy. Seth Rollins right now is one of my boys. Definitely give it to him.
Visionary and drip. Okay.
I definitely give it to Seth Rollins, one of my guys. He's just like when I think of Shawn Michaels, I see a little bit of Shawn Michaels in him. Like he has that smooth and I was ready to fight people when they was like, "Oh, Seth Rollins hurts too many people." I was like, yo, shut up. We're not going to bring this up.
Hey,
yo, I'm going to tell you right now, speaking as
when you heard Sting,
speaking as
it's hard
to
avoid that, bro.
Yo,
that one, I couldn't make an excuse for that one. That one.
There was excuse on that one.
That one was like, all right. You knew he was an old man. You couldn't be doing stuff like that.
Man, like, hey, I ain't gonna say he is the source of Sting's, 5-year layoff.
Oh no, it's fine. You can say that. You can say that.
He the source of Sting's 5-year layoff.
Be like that sometimes. Well, so we hear Macho Man Randy Savage. We heard Shawn Michaels. We all know that's my favorite. And we heard Seth Rollins is his favorite wrestlers. Let's talk about favorite female wrestlers, man. You got any favorite Any favorite women's champions? Any favorite Divas champions? Any favorite knockout champions? Reina de Reinas? What Women of Honors? What Stardom?
Oh yeah,
what,
we're
He's
gonna
going crazy
what
right
else we
now.
got? New Japan Pro.
Yeah,
What,
Tyler,
please.
no, don't get me
Right.
wrong. We're gonna ask you about like the current product in a little bit, but we want to get your take on who's your favorite. What's your favorite women's wrestler, right? Either right now, past, or present.
You can name as many as you want to.
All right, so we're gonna start with TNA. All right, for her run in TNA, Gail Kim. We'll start with her. That iconic. Awesome Kong, definitely another one. ODB was one of my favorites. I don't know why. I just loved her. Like she came out.
ODB is that one.
Yo,
yes,
she is. She is.
Taylor Wilde and
that's
the
a
beautiful
different
people.
gimmick, and that's a life.
And definitely the beautiful people who was up there for other reasons than wrestling.
Hey.
Hey,
I understand, man.
If we go in WWF, I got Lita, Ivory, and
Ivory,
who else did I like?
Okay.
Was Molly Holly was definitely another one of my favorites. Any women
down
to shave her head bald for the company? How can you not? She was that girl. Who else? Currently, I'm a fan of Bailey. Big fan of Bailey. I'm a hugger. I know she's not doing that no more, but I'm a hugger. That's where we started out. Forever a hugger.
Yeah, I just respect it.
Respect. Yeah. Emma, when she was there, I was a big Emma fan. You feel me? She do the. Used to love Emma. Emma and who else I was a fan of? I don't really know right now. Oh, Asuka. I forgot Asuka was in the WC. She's still in the WWE.
Oh my God, yo. It's so wild because Asuka's hurt right now. She's been out since WrestleMania, like a little after WrestleMania.
I definitely forgot about Asuka. Yeah.
I feel like everybody's forgotten about Asuka, but I feel like she'll come back.
Never forget about Asuka. That's my favorite.
You can't forget about
Asuka.
You can't forget about Asuka, but it's just like, damn, yo, she's really been like, she hasn't been here. You know?
She hasn't been here, but like, she has so much personality.
Hurt.
Like,
yeah, no, she's had like, I know she had surgery on, I believe, her shoulder, if I'm not mistaken, rotator cuff, somewhere around that area, around that neighborhood.
Yeah, Asuka is definitely one of them ones. Like, I remember when I first seen one of her matches, and I was just like, whoa. I've been like, and then my friend told me like, yo, you watching this? You should see it in New Japan. I'm like, what? Huh? And like, he's showing me all this stuff. I'm just like, whoa, there's other wrestling outside of WWE, TNA, and ROH.
Sure. Absolutely.
It took me a while to like break out into other wrestling, like watching other wrestling shows and stuff.
Define a while. What is a while? I gotta say between the gap from when you first started watching WWE to noticing there's a pro wrestling multiverse. So when did you discover?
I mean, you know about TNA. Everybody knows about TNA, like, and like the locals, not the locals, but like, you know, the big Western ones. But like, I didn't know about New Japan and like all those other stuff like over the seas until like, I believe like my final years in high school. Like my friends was telling me, like Kenny Omega, like people probably hate me for this comment. I wasn't like hip to like who that person was or like who he was until people was like, yo, you gotta watch this. Like, and like I was like, oh, like, all right. Like I wouldn't say I was the biggest fan of his, but I seen the difference, like the things he was doing different, the things like
absolutely
the classic match. I'm not one of the people to sit there and be like, WWE is the best wrestling ever. Like, nah, there's other wrestling out there. Like even like the catch cans wrestling, like where's like there's time limits and there's rounds in between wrestling. And I'm just like, yo, nah, what in England? Like I think it's called 1 point wrestling or something like that. It's out in England, but like it's mainly like chain wrestling and like you're chain wrestling throughout the whole match. And I'm just like, yo, nah, this is amazing. Like the way they work around each other and tie each other up and then break it down into points. And it's just like, yo, you don't see that in everyday wrestling. Like that's why I kind of watch the UK wrestling right now for WWE.
Oh, NXT UK.
Oh, NXT UK. Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm bad with names. I'll be trying to like remember them. I'm bad with names.
That's all right. Shoot,
they got so many. Yeah. NXT UK is really good.
Like right now,
one of the better WWE products
at this stage. That's not touched by Vincent Kennedy McMahon at this particular juncture, but I digress. I digress. It's not Hey, I digress. Anyway, you know what, Tyler? I'm talking about the current product of pro wrestling. I gotta ask you, what's your favorite promotion right now? Since you've been discovered to this, these universes of professional wrestling, like, what is your favorite product on the market right now?
Like on the market right now. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a tough one. I've been watching. You know, it's crazy because like when you become an independent wrestler, you start watching more independent wrestlings. So it's just like
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of MLW. I believe that's
Oh,
yeah. I've been
absolutely.
watching.
Major League Wrestling.
Yeah, I've been
Absolutely.
watching a lot of them. I've been watching a
Step through
lot of
the
them.
open door policy, will you, Tyler Jones?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of them. Limitless Wrestling, Evolve. I've been watching a lot of that because like those are along the lines of where I want to be at. You feel me?
Yeah, I
So
miss Evolve.
you gotta look at your competition, like people you may face down the road, like up and comers too.
Right. Okay. All right. I dig it.
Respect
Very
it.
very out there, like the contemporary answers. I like it, Don Sean. I'm liking what I'm
I
hearing.
love it. I love it for sure, man. Hey, brother. So while we're talking about it, man, so what's your favorite finisher? You got a favorite finisher for wrestling?
My favorite finisher is my finisher. I got the best finisher. Nah.
What's that? What's that? Talk to the world about it. Tell them
Oh no, I don't even have a set finisher. Like I was using the TKO because like that was one of my favorite moves from a kid.
Okay.
And I also like the discus big boot, but right now I love the curb stomp. So simple, the way he gets the elevation and the height. Like it's a simple move, but like you got your flips and stuff. Like one of my favorite flips will always be the shooting star press, and what's Neville's move? Pac's move.
Black Arrow.
Yeah,
Black
Pac's.
Arrow,
His
Black Arrow.
move. That's a
right
thing.
That's a thing of beauty right there.
Yes.
That's
like I feel like he does it in slow motion.
His momentum building up to it and everything, always, all the time. It's
perfect.
I love the slow motion replays, yo.
Sync.
Like the slow motion replays of when he's in the air and they show him twisting. I'm just like, yo, nah, this is crazy.
It's different. That's the only way you could describe that bastard's move. It's different. Very much so. Very much so. But all right, man. Shoot, we're gonna keep it going. Like, okay, so you saying like your favorite finisher anywhere between the curve stomp and the black arrow. What's your least favorite finisher?
Least favorite? Oh, I gotta think. Least favorite.
What's this one you just saw? And was just like, ugh. How'd they get the finish with that?
You know, it's okay. Someone last week said the leg drop. So
what, yo? The leg drop. Let me tell you something about the leg drop.
Someone said the leg
if
drop
I come
last
through
week, man.
And I drop all my weight along your windpipe area, like you feel me? That's something that could put you away.
All right, guillotine leg drop. The Hulk Hogan guillotine leg drop.
Yes, I was a fan of that leg drop. That's why I still do leg drops to this day.
Oh my lord!
Not as a finisher. Do the move, but not as a finisher.
A terrible
Ain't
finisher.
No leg drop. That's strong enough to pin my shoulders down for the 1, 2, 3.
See, I wouldn't say the Cobra. Santino Morella's the Cobra, but like I can't say that because like I love the whole setup for it. Like you set up the whole arm for the Cobra, like, and like you can hit somebody right here and knock them out. Like you can hit somebody there and knock them out. So it's legit. All right.
Hey.
You put me in a tough spot. Bad finishing moves. Oh God.
You know something, Don? So I'm thinking about this. I wish I would have said John Cena's lightning fist last week.
What you said?
I wish I would have said John Cena's lightning fist last week. His 6th move of doom.
Yeah. Didn't he only use that like one time though?
Well, yeah, he used it like once or twice, man. And he just did away with it.
All right, I say double axe handles. Like people who used to use double axe handles back then.
Yeah.
Weak move.
As a finishing maneuver, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan used it in his first movie, I think.
I think so. I think
his very first movie, yeah, just a double axe handle.
A double axe handle is it? All right, you know what? Because it's definitely a finisher I don't like. I know there's got to be one out there. I just got to think about it, like, because you sit there, you watch a bunch of matches, and you just like, yo, no way. Let's see. Nah, it's not coming to me. I can't think of nobody right now.
Oh, I'm about to say, we'll stick with the double axe handle, man.
All right. So we'll stick with the double axe handle. But when I do remember and find out, I'm going to tag y'all so, like, y'all know. Like I remembered, I didn't forget.
Well, we appreciate that, bro.
That's
We
fair.
appreciate that for sure.
That is fair. But we're gonna keep it rolling right now. We're like I said, we're in the penthouse. This is it. This is Talking Elite, episode 6, with our boy Picture Perfect, Tyler Jones, joining us in the penthouse. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Remember, like I said, if you are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, hit that like button. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to us on our channels on Twitch and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Talking Elite on
For
Twitter.
sure,
And
for
then
sure.
Is this the cue? Is this the cue to do the shameless
This is
plug?
yes, famous plug. Follow us on Instagram at The Talking Elite Show, at Twitter on The Talking Elite, YouTube and Facebook at The Talking Elite Show, and Talking Elite. Yes, sir. Boys are official. Understand what you're working with. Yes, sir. Understand what you're working with right now, my man.
I mean, y'all hitting me with a lot of questions. Can I hit y'all with some questions? Like, is that cool?
Oh, Don Shaw,
Yeah,
I never had this.
Let's reverse it. Let's reverse it a little bit.
Let's do it.
All right, so like,
Talk
how
to
did
us.
y'all? What made y'all come together and start the podcast? Like, you feel me? Sometimes you may start a podcast with somebody and it's not the right fit. So like, how did you know this was going to be the right fit and like he was going to be your tag team partner?
I'm gonna give all the reins to Don Sean on this one because this is his idea. This is his motion. This is his baby right here, man. So I'm like been fortunate enough to be joined along on the ride, and I'm like, Don Sean, take it away, man. Just take it away. Take it away.
Well, let me take this away, and I'll give you guys a different perspective. So, from 2011 to about 2018. 19, I was in the Army. So, like I said, I did some stuff with the military, and I was working at the time, and I had really been interested when I was transitioning out of the military and becoming a pro wrestler. But I was also pursuing getting into the IATSE union. So I was working a lot because, as me and you talked about before the show, sometimes, certain things take precedent. I'm a father, I got a family, I got bills to pay, things to feed, and you know how it is. Like when I'm older, you know what I mean? Not like older, but I'm an older gentleman in my life at this time. Like when I was younger, I used to go to the AWA school here in Union City, New Jersey, and watch guys like Jay Lethal and people like AJ Lee and other wrestlers training. Shout out to my boy Oscar. You know who you are. He brought me over, he used to let me watch and stuff like that. And we used to go and we used to chill out and we used to watch them train and wrestle. And I always wanted to, but my mom would have signed the paper. I was a little young, you know what I mean? But I was training already and I was wrestling already amateurly. So I was like, oh, it's nothing. It's just mine, it's just bumping. She was like, because, I used to watch all these things. I used to jump off of dressers and stuff as a kid growing up. Yeah. But anyway, like I told you, I was training one day and we were doing a little live sparring. Somebody cranked a little arm lock a little tight when I was supposed to go do a tryout at the Monster Factory that they had proposed back in like 2017, 2018. So I ended up not going. I ended up transitioning to work. And then I was just like, I've always wanted to talk about this. And then, one day me and my brother, we were, the vibes. We're from the city. We were puffing a little cigar.
As it goes.
And we were talking about... like MMA and wrestling and the things we love and just wanting to come and talk about it. But, and shout out to my big brother, Lou, he knows the vibe. We were just talking and just shooting the shit. And then I really thought about it and I was just like, man, I love this stuff. Why not talk about it? And this is the thing, especially at this time in the world, there's such a platform that I'm willing to grind out this this lower live viewership, these lower younger numbers, because I believe it's something that because people just are interested in hearing other people's take. We're in such a big community, you know what I mean? And this is I wanted to use the moniker rather that we say a different perspective, because that's truly what this is. Whenever you talk to anybody in general, you get a very different perspective of things that you thought you understood in your way.
So far, it's been a tried and true system. We've been doing this Don Sean, like 5-6 weeks. I think every guest that's come on this show thus far has definitely given the moniker
Yeah,
The difference.
let me just say, I seen y'all. I seen like I believe it's like the sponsor. I think it's like a sponsorship or like y'all added me on Instagram. I seen it and I was just like, yo, this is dope. Like they found me like, and I seen it. I was like, all right, maybe let me just try to step in. Like I was so hesitant to write y'all. Like I was so unsure. Like of being a wrestler myself, it was just like, yo, maybe they don't even want me on their show. Like I'm a nobody. Like in my head, I tell myself I'm a nobody, even though like you wrestle in front of people, people might tell you like, yo, I seen you. I remember when you wrestled here, and like I just tell myself I'm a nobody because at the end of the day, like I'm not where like I'm not a Triple H, I'm not a Shawn Michaels, I'm not a Seth Rollins, like I'm not at that big star level yet. So like in my head, it was just like even like moderate success, like I'm not as big as like the next indie wrestler. So it was just like, yo, maybe they don't want me on the show because of that. But even then, I was just like, all right, let me just try it out.
Never, man. Listen, this
There'll
is
always be one watching, my man. But all you need is sometimes is one.
Something that, like I said, it's different, right? It doesn't matter who you are. You can be a fan, you can be a trainer, you can be a wrestler. You know, if this is something that you love and you want to talk about it, we want to talk about it with you. You know what I mean? And this is what it is. It's just something we're passionate about: pro wrestling, boxing, MMA, BJJ. You know, I love this stuff. This is my this is my jam. This is something that since I was a kid, anywhere I've moved, because I moved around a lot. You know, the city, Connecticut, Jersey, all over. You know what I mean? And the one thing that's always been around is wrestling and all these things, MMA and all these combat sports in general. So we want to talk about it. We want to hear about it, and it's different. And I have watched some of your matches. I watched your match against Certified Sexy. I watched your match against at PAW against the tag team champions when you guys came out to the I work out. Yeah, I saw that shit. And I saw a couple of the other matches. You do, you know what I mean? I think the description says, you know, I feel like you're a young and ambitious up and comer on the rise. You know what I mean? And if this is something like you said, that if the time and the move and the right opportunity comes for you, and you truly believes it's your time, that it could either blow up in the right way or it could blow up in the wrong way. But you know what? You don't know at all until you give it a fucking whirl, right?
That's it.
So there you go. Thank you for writing us. Thank you for being interested in coming on to the show. We're greatly appreciative of having anybody who wants to come onto the show. Shout out to all the guests we've had thus far: Guapo Grande, Sam Shields, the Renegade Twins, Camera Guy Gimmick, and now you, my brother, Picture Perfect Tyler Jones. Guys, take a screenshot. You never know. Like he said, take a photo.
Yeah, for sure. We might have to get my tag team partner up here for sure. My boy Gino, the god of sexiness. Together we are perfectly sexy. We're gonna have to get him up here. Like,
I love it.
I took my own venture out on my own. Like, you know, sometimes, like, you ever watch the Tom and Jerry memes, like where somebody's out on their own and he's like this and he's just walking away. That's me right now. Like, I got my tag team partner. But shout out to him. So like, I'll try to set that up. I'll try to get him as a guest.
That's
for
a
sure.
Absolutely, man. Hey, send them our way. Send them our way for sure. So speaking of, man, you know, do you have a favorite tag team of all time?
Favorite tag team of all time.
What got you into this tag team wrestling?
Actually, what got me into tag team wrestling, because honestly, I'm not gonna not to knock my partner or anything. For me, at least, tag team wrestling was not always on the mindset. It's not. Eventually down the line, I don't want to stay in a tag team. Like, not saying I'm gonna turn my back on my partner or anything. Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, as a kid, you dream of being the world champion. You dream of being like on top of the world as a singles. Like, so like that's where I want to be eventually. But the tag team came about. It was just like, I was still a rookie training. You feel me? I wasn't really getting. I was getting burned. Like, you feel me? I was in the ring, getting to wrestle different people and stuff. But like, as Road Dogg, the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn effect. Like, you know, it's two people. You're out there. You're not doing much, but when you put us together, you got something. Like, you got fire. Like, when I wasn't doing much, and then like they put us together, and I was just like, yo, we could be a tag team. Like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that. Oh, yo, you like this? Like, then eventually we made it set in stone. Like, we did one match, we shot a promo after, right after that, we went and got the gear because we was like, yo, we're gonna make this for sure, like official.
You learn more from being. Honestly, I feel like you learn more from being a tag team wrestler at first. I remember a lot of people say it's the other way around. You learn more from being a singles competitor, and then you bring that experience into tag team wrestling. But hey, you can get like the best of both worlds.
Tag team wrestling is a whole different beast. Like,
I get it, yeah.
Because when like the dynamics of what goes into a regular match gets kind of stripped away when it's a tag team match. Like it's one person taking this whole ass whipping that you're about to get, instead of like a back and forth. Like, and then it's like, all right, the cues of when you got to tag in your partner. What's the rules of how many times I could come in the ring to save my partner? Holding on to the tag ropes. That's the thing that's starting to get lost. But holding on to the tag ropes,
lost art form.
When I was younger, I never knew that was a thing, that you had to hold on to the tag ropes. And then like becoming a tag team wrestler, I was like, shit, I gotta hold these tag ropes. Like also putting your foot on the bottom ropes is like little things that goes into tag team wrestling. And you're just like, shit, it's a lot of rules. Can't keep my foot on the bottom rope to extend my hand. Like, oh man, it's a bit much. But I love tag team wrestling because it gives you a little break in between, like, you know, in between the ass whippings. Like, all right, yo, I took some of the heat here, and partner, you get in there.
So,
as always,
isn't that right, Tiger?
Host.
Tiger entering the scene. What's going down,
oh,
Tiger?
Snap.
Well, I gotta ask, Tyler. I don't know, man. Okay, so are you gonna say New Age Outlaws? What we got for favorite tag team?
Oh, for favorite tag team, I would have to go like along the lines of Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh,
though they had a big impact on me as when I started watching wrestling. The
pun intended.
Dudley Boys for sure was another one.
Which Dudley Boys though?
Yeah, Dudley Boys or
from ECW, the Dudley family, or the
3D?
Get the Tables.
Oh, I was definitely a Get the Tables fan, and then I went back and watched like the Dudley family and became more of a fan, like, cause the shit they used to say, the things they used to say, is just like, oh my god, cancel culture was back then. Forget about it.
ECW probably wouldn't have survived.
Forget about it
with cancel culture around, man.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I watch stuff like
would
that.
Not have survived.
And like that, yeah, they definitely would have survived. They would have been done. Finito.
I mean, shoot, but it's one of those things that you wouldn't like. I mean, with cancel culture going on today, I don't know. You hope not to see it with some of these things, but hey.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, that's not. I wouldn't say it, like they go about it wrong. Like, just because somebody doesn't agree with you, or like it's a different, like, as you say, a different perspective, doesn't mean like we gotta sit there and just go cancel it. Like, cancel it. It's like certain things, like, sure, we should cancel and get rid of. Like I'm not gonna speak on that here because like I feel like that's like, this is not the place to do that. But like, you feel me? There are certain things like, if like underage touching, like pedophilia and stuff, like that's things to be cancel worthy, like you feel me? Right. But as far as like other things, like if like I made a joke and you didn't like my joke because it was like a bit offensive, and you didn't like my joke, and it's just like, all right, how can you cancel something like that when we have like Family Guy, South Park, like we have a bunch of, like, we grew up on stuff like where it's just like, yo, nah, like this was too funny. Like, we even made jokes ourselves, like, you feel me? Like, nobody is gonna sit there and say like, yo, nah, I didn't make a little offensive joke real quick one time in my life or something. Like,
nobody's perfect. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
just truly what it is.
You make a quick little joke and it's just like, all right, that's the end of the world nowadays. Like, that's why I say, like, I'll be nervous to come on shows like this because it's just like, all right, you gotta watch what you say. But like, in the wrestling world, it's the same thing. Like, you gotta watch what you say. Like, you might say something about somebody, or you might say something and somebody else might take it the wrong way. And next thing you know, you're not on this show no more. You're not on this show no more. And it's just like, yo, this is crazy.
Politicking, you know, it's being diplomatic and getting through the system. It's truly a different journey. I can't even imagine. You know, you gotta sell yourself to every person every single time, not just the fans or your opponent, but the wrestlers in the room to, you know, speak up for you also when you're approaching people. I'm sure for the first time. I'm sure it's just like anything else, man. It's a hustle.
Yeah, like,
be able to sell.
When you're there, Like I have that's my biggest thing. Like when I go to approach people, I'm a nervous wreck sometimes. Like and that's weird. Like being a wrestler, like you feel me? Like if you antisocial or like you don't really talk to people, because like I always try to think ahead. Like I try to think ahead of people. Like you feel me? I really be in my own zone. I walk out there. I'll be like, all right. Just coming from New York, because like that's something like you gotta be 2 steps ahead.
Of course.
Like,
Yes.
It's just like when I go out there, everybody else has an agenda before they even talk to me. So like if you're talking to me, I'm assuming you have something else on your mind before you even started talking to me. And like that's like the bad part about me. Like I try to loosen up on that when I meet other people, because it's like, all right, I gotta network. I gotta put myself out there for other people to notice me. And like that's hard sometimes, because it's just like I gotta talk to other people. Like they might not like the things I like. They might not agree with me. Like they might not even like me and just be like, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I used to feel like that sometimes too, and then I kind of just broke out the shell. I mean, I have so many wrestling shirts. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna start wearing them to work. I don't care if people are like, oh, you watch wrestling? You know what I mean? Oh, you're a grown man, you watch wrestling? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I do. And, you end up finding out you have things in common with other, coworkers.
Believe it or not, yeah.
You end up watching too. Like you said, if you say you didn't like wrestling growing up, you a liar.
You're straight up liar, yo.
You're a goddamn liar.
Full circle. See how it comes around full circle?
Hey.
So that's exactly the point, right? That's like you said. You're a goddamn liar if you say you didn't like it. And guess what? You're going to like me too. That's it. You got you know what I mean? Carry that around with you as well, my brother. For sure. So I definitely got a great question for you, man. And speaking of it, since you watched a few different promotions growing up, man, what's your favorite pay-per-view of all time? What's really done it for you?
Like, I mean, all right, I don't have like a specific favorite pay-per-view, like where I can sit there and watch it like beginning to end. But I always love, like, the big fours. Like WrestleMania was always something for me. Then like Survivor Series, I always like how it was a different concept. But Lockdown from TNA was definitely another one, because every match was in a cage. Even when some of them wasn't in a cage, I felt like yeah, fuck it. It's Lockdown.
The 6 sides of steel. I love the concept, man. I love the concept. I missed the 6 sides though.
I for sure missed the 6 sides. That was definitely something new to me. Like I love the 6-side ring. I had like the action set, like the ring setup. It came with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe.
Oh, fire!
Damn, yeah, that's a low key
fire. I wish I had that in the case behind me.
Of course,
right now.
Yeah, that's a low key great cop. A low key great, like an old school gem to go look for.
Yeah, like I'm mad I messed that up when I was a kid, but like that's besides the point. Yeah, I still got a few in the collections, like the Shawn Michaels you showed earlier. I have that saved Shawn Michaels in my collection. I got Pete Dunne in my collection. I got a few people. I got a few.
Yeah, Pete Dunne, man. I love the way he holds the belt in his mouth, bro. That was my jam.
Yeah, I always like when people find new ways to hold the belt, because it's just like, yo, on the waist, that's cool and all, but like that gets boring after a while, like holding it on the waist. Like that's why I'm waiting. When I get my first belt, I gotta figure out something different. Like I want to wear like a crown.
Ice. You gotta do some New York. You gotta get some ice and then just hold it like it's a chain.
Understand the Bronx energy you carry when you hold the championship, my man.
You gotta have a different energy. You know what I mean? A little hooks on it and just have a little.
Like,
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna get it like a nice little chain.
I'm saying I'm waiting for guys to like Private Party and Santana Ortiz to start holding like big titles, man, because. Rep those titles with some BX energy. I see hold your title up with a strap, man, like a strap.
Oh, facts. Like, definitely. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold it like I'm gonna start wearing jeans or something and put it in my back pocket and like just like let it hang out from there.
Oh, like rip a hole through the back pocket and then loop it up through there, like the buttons. Hey,
it's just gonna hang. It's not been done yet.
I like that.
Not been done yet.
I like that. The more you know, the more you know. You gotta watch out for those. Those are like 10 pounds of gold, man. You gotta keep it. Keep the belt strapped. Keep the belt strapped in the waist and the pocket.
Nah, that's been the journey right now. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna be done with tag team wrestling until I capture my first tag team goal. Like that's when I'm.
So exactly. So okay, I want to see a little time period right here. So we're right now on December 14th, 2021. When can Picture Perfect Tyler Jones see him? Could be with him or his current partner now carrying some tag team gold.
When? I mean, we got pretty close this year. We got pretty close. I mean, like one of our matches, you feel me? They did some dirty. They did some dirty. We got hit with brass knuckles at the end. We lost, but like I feel like we deserve a rematch. I feel like that's something that's been on my mind. I feel like we deserve a rematch. But hey, I'm not gonna complain. But we're gonna get back to those tag team titles. So you said today's the 14th.
Today's the 14th. What time period do you see yourself winning tag team gold? Could it be this time next year? Could it be before this time next year?
I want to say by this time next year, but it can happen. I want it to happen before this time next year, but I want to give a timestamp of this time next year. I should be holding gold. Like whether it happens before or it happens this time, I'm gonna be holding gold.
Tag team gold or any gold?
Any gold. Like I'm gonna be holding gold. I'm gonna be holding gold.
That's fair.
How. That's like now that fact that I said it in front of people and I said it like whoever watches the show is gonna see this. Now they're gonna hold me to like, and now I know I gotta go 10 times harder than what I've been doing. Like I'm not gonna be the lazy bum that I've been sitting around, smoking up a whole lot of weed. But like, hey, I'm motivated. Like you feel me? This gave me a new motivation and passion for wrestling again. It's just like I want to get back in the ring again, like and just be. Cause I feel like I got a point to prove. Like I said this. Now I got to prove it. Like,
talk about it. So I know you got a show coming up, man. Tell the world about it. Talk to us about that show.
The show is out in Massachusetts. You feel me? It is for New Age Wrestling. So shouts out to them. It will be. Is it a tag team? I can't give you the full details. You feel me? I can't give you the full details because it's supposed to be like a special guest appearance, you feel me? So
the fact can you let us know when the show is taking place? Can you give us that?
Yeah, for sure. The show is taking place this weekend, the 18th, December 18th. Make sure y'all get your tickets. If you can't make it out there, watch it on Facebook Live, watch it on Instagram. I don't know if they're doing Twitch and all that, but for sure Facebook, it's gonna be up there. You can watch it on the YouTube channels that they have. Which is New Age Wrestling. Just check them out for sure. Check me out. I got some matches up there. Y'all can definitely go see me up there. Is it gonna be me and Gino teaming? Will it be me and somebody else teaming? Will I be in a battle royal? We don't know, but I will be out there. I'm announcing my appearance out there. I'll be doing something.
Well, you heard it here first, boys and girls. Tyler Jones can catch him New Age Wrestling. I was about to say Northeast Wrestling, but New Age Wrestling down in Massachusetts this Saturday night, December 18th. Catch it on Facebook Live. If you're in the Massachusetts area, go ahead, go get a ticket, see the show, man. If you want to see yourself some wrestling, you feel me?
Yeah, it's in Springfield. It's in Springfield.
Springfield, Massachusetts. Catch yourself.
Let them know. So hey, man, just before we go, like I got a great question for you. What is a dream match you'd either want to see or be a part of, my brother?
Dream matches is like, all right, I have dream matches that I have for the indies, like that I feel are more achievable. Then I also have like dream matches that will probably never happen. Like my dream matches I want to be a part of is like me versus Shawn Michaels or me versus like Macho Man. But like one that could probably happen like around like if I ever make it to WWE or like that situation presents itself is me versus Randy Orton. I can see that happening. I can see that. Because he calls himself. Yeah, he calls himself the Legend Killer. Man. He calls himself the Legend Killer. He's up there in age now. He's the legend. So it's only right we get a new Legend Killer and somebody got to take him off the map.
Damn, yeah. Respect that.
Not only him. Who else is out there? Seth Rollins is another one. Kevin Owens. I would definitely love to get in the ring with him. Somebody that I'll never get in the ring with, but like I would have loved to. Dean Malenko. The man of 1,000 holes.
Yeah.
Iceman.
I wish I could have got in the ring with him. Like that's one of my big ones. For tag teams, like as far as like my tag team was, The Haven, I don't know if y'all heard of them, but like that's a group we grew up with. Like not grew up with, but like as my tag team started coming around, they became like a bigger tag team. And like I seen them, like we trained together, we trained in certain places together, been on different shows together, and we just like never had that crossing of like y'all facing each other tonight. So like it would be dope to face them. Another one is with my other boys, Waves and Curls. Shouts out to them.
Okay.
Shouts out that.
I've seen those lads, those two lads wrestle.
Yeah, I wrestled the shorter one, the one with the waves. I wrestled him when he wasn't with his tag team partner.
Jaden.
So like, yeah, I wrestled Jaden when he wasn't with his tag team partner. So it feels weird. Like I feel like we got to run that back. You feel me? I wrestled him when he my tag team wrestled him when he wasn't with his tag team. So that's not fair.
Wait a second. Are they from the Bronx as well too?
Oh no. I met them out in Connecticut.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I met them out in Connecticut out at PAPW.
Hey, yo, Waves and Curls. We heard it here first.
Come
on down to the penthouse, my man. Come on down to the penthouse whenever you're ready. You get the invite.
For sure. It's actually a picture out there of me and it's a few of us, and we was all wearing denim jackets, and it was weird. So we was like, one of the refs was like, "Yo, yeah, look like the Denim Squad, the Denim Brigade," and just kept throwing different names at us, and we was just
the
like,
Denim Brigade. I like that.
And we just ran with it, like we all try to make sure we try to tell each other like, "Yo, make sure you wearing your jean jackets," like, and that's like different bonds like that. I feel like, yo, like that's what's up. Like even though like I may not speak to them always and stuff, I just know I got my denim brothers. Like they can wear jean jackets.
Just a different bunch of stories you're telling on the road, my man. While you're on the road, you're gaining experience.
Oh, for sure.
Embrace it all, brother.
Yeah, I just love this wrestling business because it's like whether like even with the little frustrations of not being booked on a lot of shows or not getting booked sometimes, it's just like, yo, it pushes you to do that much harder. But like you just want to know what you're doing wrong as well. Like, yo, give me some feedback. Like just like how you say you watch my match, like if you got some feedback from me, like you can tell me like, yo, I thought you was whack. I thought you was a bum. Like you can tell me that and I'll take it because it's just like, yo, I need that. And I need to know, like, yo,
there's constructive criticism, and then there's like,
oh, nah, you can
beat your head to the white meat too much, We don't
do what you gotta do, because like that's what I need to hear. And it's just like, all right, if he thinks that, there's other people who think the same way, and like now I want to grab their attention, but like what Paul Heyman once said, like, don't focus on the people who's not watching, focus on the people that's watching. But I focus on the people who's not watching because I also want to bring you in, like, you feel me? I want to make you a believer.
Well, of course, I feel that absolutely, but at the same time, you also want to believe in yourself and make your product the best it can be. And the only way you can do that is repetition. Isn't that right? I mean, there's really no other way to get better than to just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Stay consistent with it, my man.
Because then the cardio and the muscle memory is there, right? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not a pro wrestler. You know what I mean? I'm not in the gym taking bumps, doing the rolls and doing all that, but I do know what it's like to train and be ready to compete. And the only way you can continue to peak is to continue kind of going through the grind. So I can't imagine that, I can't imagine that you would give up on your own dream, before you really truly even get yourself to that opportunity.
Yeah, like I used to tell myself that before, like I was satisfied with getting my first match done. Like I realized I was satisfied with little things, like little victories, like, oh, I had my first match, I'm happy. Oh, I traveled to a different state, I'm happy. Oh, I did this, I'm happy. And it's just like with those small little victories, and it's just like, nah, there's more out there, you just don't know it. Like, sure, it's cool to be happy with those, but want more. And like at the time, I was just so satisfied.
But you also have to be great with the goals, right? Small goals that you're achieving build great mindsets, does it not? Now, look, I'm hitting these small tasks. Why can't I dream of hitting bigger? Right? Look at all this that I said I was going to do, and guess what? I did it. I had my first match. I traveled out of state. I got booked in multiple states. I'm doing my thing.
We got more to go.
Nah, that's what I'm saying.
You say, you're from an area where people are like, "Oh, you a wrestler?"
It's a ladder, man. keep climbing the rungs.
Like that's what I was saying. When I feel like every time I was starting to hit that high stride and like hitting that high horse of building that momentum, like yo, nothing can stop me. A promoter would sit there and not respond, and I was just like, all right, now we back where we started, like in the beginning. It's just like, how do I find my like, all right, like how do I find what makes me like appealing to others? Like I want it, cause like you feel me? It's sometimes like you just sitting there like, yo, I want to get on this show. I need to do this show. Or like you get like certain promotions start following you and stuff. And you're like, oh snap, like this could lead to something bigger, and then it never goes nowhere. Or they be like, yo, we got opportunities. Just hit us back next month. You hit them back next month, and it's nothing. It's like, yeah, yo, I definitely want to wrestle for y'all, but it's just like, or like you hit them up and like they just expect you to wrestle for free, and it's just like, how I'm gonna keep tearing up my body for chump change, like.
Yeah, it's the know your worth aspect that comes into that as well too. Definitely. It's the know your worth aspect, but then it's also the grind aspect when you're first breaking into the business. It's kind of like this. It's the stories that you hear that all like everybody tells when they're coming up into the business. Like sometimes they're doing it for little to no pay at all.
Nah, that's what I was saying. In my beginning, definitely was like little to no pay, but like now it's just like I'm smartening up, and I'm like, all right, I realize my body's my temple. So like if I gotta protect my body, even like not only for future events for y'all, but later down the line for where eventually I'm at where I want to be at, where I'm at AEW, where I'm at a New Japan, where I'm at a WWE, and my body is still like it belongs to me, making me money. Like, and you get where I'm coming from. Like, it's just not like I'm not just out there selling myself to you, and it's just like, yeah, yo, he's giving us these shooting star press 360-degree flips and all that. When I gotta wake up in the morning sore with only like a pizza and a handshake that you gave me from the other day. Like that's what they really expect. They'll shake your hand and give you a pizza, and it's just like, good job. It's just like, all right, I'm a grown man. Like at least give me 2 pies. Like,
hey,
I hear that.
That's the nature of the beast, man. Nature of the beast.
Yeah,
the grind.
That's what I'm saying. It's the grind. So like, I'm tuned in with this wrestling. Like I just at some point I'm gonna figure it out. Like I'm gonna remember this interview, and y'all gonna see like I'm gonna start being on more shows, and it's like, yo, you remember when we interviewed him?
I believe it.
Hey, man,
he changed up his ways.
I'm sure in a few years, and
we're gonna remember this. And like,
remember when we were doing this interview?
I'm gonna say, Don Sean, we did that shit, bro.
Hey,
Tyler Jones came here and talking elite, and he stated his case, and he stated his ground, and he stayed.
Like, you don't know it. Y'all motivated me. Y'all for sure motivated me.
He made his claim. You hear this, guys?
He stayed his claim.
To you right now, to everybody watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, everywhere around the world. Shameless social media plug. You know it's coming, guys.
Your lips to God's ears,
you
my
are
man.
Hearing the man himself, picture perfect, Tyler Jones. Tell you.
Max, make sure y'all tune into them. Make sure y'all tune in. They help me find my swagger back, as Jigga would say. You feel me? I got my swagger back. I found out like what I want to do again. They help me find my what's the word?
Your niche.
Help me out here. There we go. My niche for wrestling again. So it's gonna be big things coming.
You got that itch to scratch. Whoa. Where'd he go?
Picture perfect Tyler Jones disappeared again. Once again, guys, like he said, take a picture. You never know when it's gonna happen.
You never know. You never know when they're just gonna, escape the penthouse.
Staked his claim today to the world, guys. You heard it there first.
Well, but guys, yes, thank you guys for joining us. We just had Picture Perfect Tyler Jones in the penthouse. This is Talk of the Elite, episode 6, with your boys, Brother Don Sean and Brother St. Polo. We are live, my man. We're live, pal. We are live, and
Hey, we're alive. We're still live.
we're still live, pal. And we just had Tyler Jones in the penthouse, and we're just giving us a different perspective. And Don Sean, yo, we're rocking and rolling, bro. We are
rocking and rolling, and it's been nice 3 weeks in a row getting to talk to different different perspectives,
different
of
minds, yo.
the industry, my man. You saw it there with the Renegade Twins, another up and coming great tag team. But guess what? They weren't just up and coming. They stayed at their claim, and now they're on the grind, the
Always.
grizzle of the independent scene, Mission Pro Wrestling, and Capital Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions. We had
the experience of Sam Shields. We had those who have broken into the business, and now they're getting their water, or they're getting their feet wet in the Renegade Twins. And now we had just had Tyler Jones, who's ambitious and trying to break in. Well, he's not even trying, but he's broke into the business. But now he's just finding his way. He's starting to find his way, and this is the damn.
He's going through the trials and the tribulations of the hustle, my man. As you heard it there first.
That's it.
But guys, you didn't hear him. You heard him. He's not deterred. He's out there trying and continuing and pushing to get his name out and get you guys invested in him and what he can do and show you something that's new. How can he do that? Guys, he needs all of us. Like he said, just like anybody who's in the community should always absolutely participate. If you are at an event, I mean, why are you there if you're not going to participate?
Like he said it earlier tonight, if you're not going to participate, what is your point of yelling, or what is your point of even like being in that atmosphere? What's your point?
Absolutely. What is the point? Why not? Hey, boo! Anything works, guys. Anything works. Hey, you suck. Or hey, that was great. I know I go over the top. Like I said, I leave with no voice.
No voice, my man. No voice at all.
I know I don't like. No, I don't like you, and you suck. You bore me. Whatever it may be. Wrestlers that I love, I let them know. Hey, your boys behind you
are going to hear it. You're going to hear it, man. You're going to hear it. But damn it, I feel like I would be remiss, Don Sean, if we got a lot to get into. But man, there's just a plethora of things to get into. We haven't scraped the surface. We had a wild weekend in the world of combat sports. We had UFC 269, a banger of a card that took place Saturday night. You got the Wolves Den. You want to dive into the Wolves Den a little bit more for this Thursday night? We'll get in on that one as well. We had the end of an era for Ring of Honor Saturday night. We don't know what the future holds. But they left us I feel like they left us with more questions than they did answers, especially with some of the storylines that they have coming up.
What a card. What a show. Shout out to Ian Riccaboni. Shout out to Caprice Coleman.
Yes. Shout out to Danhausen. Don't you forget Danhausen, who was on commentary for a few matches.
Shout out to Danhausen.
Don't you forget Danhausen. Love that Danhausen, bro. Love that Danhausen. What?
Sorry. I'm sorry I forgot
don't
Danhausen.
Don't you disrespect my man Danhausen, bro. Understand. My man's gonna be an impact player in 2022 when he comes back from that knee injury. You watch that. Whatever company signs him, just make sure y'all pay my man his sack of monies, all right?
I think it's gonna be more like 2023, man. If he's smart, he's gonna let that leg break heal up nice and very nice and very
evil. There you go. Yes,
sir. He will
sir.
take it and he will let
yes,
you heal.
Sir.
But Ring of Honor, final battle, the end of an era, 2021. What a card, guys. What a card. If you were following along with us on Twitter, you saw that we were all about it. We were on the go and in the know with everything we needed to be. And guys, what a card. Started out with 6-man tag team action. Shane Taylor Promotions against the Righteous. And you already know my man Vincent, one of the first, not even one of the first, but yes, one of the first holders, because obviously it's a 6-man tag title with the Kingdom. And now the last with the Righteous. 4-time title reigns. And guys, what a match they put on. I mean, Moses, Khan, everybody, Jesus. What a match.
I feel like Don Sean, like most of the night for Ring of Honor, they went back to the roots of what made them, in terms of of every champion that walked out with a title, with the exception of Josh Woods, who retained the Pure Championship. I mean, a good decision going forward, but that raises the question itself of where does the Pure title go after that? Jonathan Gresham winning the world title, we'll probably get to that in a little bit, but where does where does the world title go? Because we now heard, as after this weekend, Jonathan Gresham is, it's up in the air in terms of Ring of Honor. You know, we thought he was Ring of Honor for life, and now it's being known that he is potentially going to defend the title in other promotions.
I would love to see him walk through the open door.
The open forbidden door. We're hearing the open door. We're hearing the forbidden door. I mean, there's a plethora of doors. You know, he does have his own company.
His promotion,
coming up.
Terminus, coming up.
Terminus
with
is
coming Black.
Up. Yes, sir. So that's coming up in actually a good 4 or 5 weeks' time. So there's a lot of things to look out, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think you're gonna see these titles go away just so soon and so swiftly.
I don't think so either. I mean, Woods is definitely the goods. That match against Brian Johnson, Jesus. And I won't lie, I thought Mecca was gonna go over because the story that they were writing, I was fully invested, and you know, Mecca versus everybody was oof. I love his energy, man. There's Mecca versus everybody, you know, all that. I love that shit. That shit gets me pumped up for wrestling matches, you know, and that I'm not gonna back down an inch, you know, everything. That was I love that hype. I love that. And what a match. What a damn match him and Josh Woods put on. But Jesus, Woods is the damn goods. 1, 2, 3. He retains. And then we get into 6-woman tag team action as well. We had right after the 6-man tag action, in hour 1 of Final Battle, you had the Hex, the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, and the Shine Tag Team Champions, with Chelsea Green, the hot mess, the first, you know, Matt Cardona's first lady on his little championship run all over the world right now. The Cardonas out there getting it against the Allure. Mandy Leon, Angelina Love, and Miranda Elias. They were going after each other. It was not so much the longest match, but it was a really entertaining match. Everybody got their spots for sure. It was
fun.
Everybody got that work. And for sure, it was definitely very fun.
A lot of fun spots.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. I like all their work. And I like that Mandy Leon is the one who got the pin. It was a shock for me that she got it over Marty Bell. I thought, if anything, it would be over like Chelsea Green. Not so much like a definitive pin over a double champ right now, currently, you know what I mean? But obviously, you know, it came with its controversy, right? Of course, you're not gonna have the heel group go over easy and clean always, especially over the tag team champion. But that was something I love to see, honestly, in Final Battle, was the representation that so many promotions got, and we'll get into that more as it goes on into the show, guys. But the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, guys, the Shine Tag Team Champions, that's 2 promotions that they went in there and represented on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, you know, and that was really, really dope. You know, Chelsea Green all over, representing everywhere she's at. It's nuts. But of course, you know, the homegrown Ring of Honor got over.
And that's mainly, you got to look at it like this. That's mainly what this night was mostly about. As you saw, you had the vignettes that came from the Young Bucks and came from CM Punk. People who were like not homegrown talents, but, you know, as CM Punk eloquently stated, he stated that their fingerprints, you know, the fingerprints of pro wrestling are all throughout. And it's because of that crop that came from Ring of Honor. So it was definitely a night that paid homage to, like, more so the past than the present stars of Ring of Honor. Then, you know, then it would pay forward to the future. But I mean, you got to look at it like this: is the future up in arms, or is the future, you know, in its own right? You know.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and then they had when we get into the main card, I mean, they opened up with Dragon Lee and Ray Horace.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, world.
Yep, Dragon Lee.
About that, guys.
No, you're good.
Boom. Hit me like a beast. Sorry,
like
guys.
But
yeah, they had Dragon Lee versus Ray Horace. And what a match that was, too. You know, Dragon Lee does have an 8-0 record, but he was on a kind of a losing streak going in, right? It was mentioned multiple times as well by Rick Rubani and Caprice Coleman. But Dragon Lee gets the tough over. He gets the nod for sure. He was like, let's do it. And 9-0 over Ray Horace after a really tough match, man. Everybody got their, I'm telling you, when I say they got their work and they got their spots in. I really love the sign that said 2 Spot Monkeys live that one fan had in the crowd. That shit had me rolling.
I did not peep that. But, you know, okay. But, man, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Shane Taylor versus Kenny King. Good Lord, have mercy.
Match without honor. That match was amazing. They beat the shit out of each other.
Dude, the ladder spot
They beat the shit out of each other.
It cringed me a bit with the ladder spot, but Jesus, man, like you said, they beat each other from pillar to post, man.
Yeah, I cringed a little bit too at that spot, but fuck it.
Yo, yo, it was such a crazy spot, but either way, regardless of the fact, Shane Taylor getting the victory and probably one of the more hellacious ones that I've seen in a bit.
It was a great win.
And then
it was great storytelling. Long-term storytelling.
A great night throughout. And then, I mean, what else can you say? Them boys, the Briscoes, 12-time champions once more. I mean,
that was a great match, and especially that they did it against the OGK. That was a Ring of Honor, like pure heart match right there. I love that match. You already know.
Ring of Honor
I love that the Briscoes got the 12-time reign. Let's go, baby! And did you see that promo they dropped today?
Sir, I was gonna ask
Where
you.
Where did you get the ice cream bar from?
Yo, I saw that literally like a few.
He said, "Now what you boys done did."
Like at least a couple hours before we went live, and them boys mean business, Don Sean. Them boys mean business. I don't know whoever, but after the match, they had a little surprise come their way in the form of some top guys. And FTR, and just all hell broke loose right immediately after the Briscoes record-breaking 12-time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship procurement. So,
hey, man, you already know I love it. I love every part of it. And I do not believe the top guys are ready for them boys. I do not believe top guys are ready for them boys. I don't think any tag team in AEW right now, except for Santana or Ortiz, can match the grit, can match the grind, can match the grizzly that is Jay and Mark Briscoe. And absolutely nobody. And I don't even mean that they can go move for move with them. I just mean they can match their hunger,
intensity,
their ambition. I don't think there's a team that can go move for move with them.
Don Sean.
Not their style. Maybe they can't go move for move with the top guys in a technical
they probably can't, but let me tell you something.
Match.
These guys, 21 years in the business, majority of those years in Ring of Honor. They've had their own. They are now. Let me tell you something.
Day one-ish for real.
They are one of the more special tag teams in professional wrestling because of what they did for Ring of Honor. But not only because of what they did for Ring of Honor, but now it's just the fact that now that the Ring of Honor chapter is closing, you're now getting to see the Briscoes in a whole new light. They're the GCW Tag Team Champions, so they're ripping and running through the Indies right now. They're so-called about to make their way through the forbidden door into AEW, hell, even into New Japan, and who knows, probably into the Philadelphia Spectrum against the goddamn Usos, as they said. You know, we don't know where we're gonna see them boys, but damn it, the FTR notion has come up. It has now been presented, so I do expect them boys will be at Winter is Coming tomorrow night. I see it coming. I
do too, and you heard Jay. Send the private jet. Scoop us.
Scoop us. Send us on the private jet. God,
I'm excited, man. I hope they show up.
We are in for a wild ride at Dallas.
I believe probably they'll have to be around when then MJF is fighting for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, huh?
I think. Well, yes, that will be happening because he wrestles Dynamite.
Unless they show up as Winter is Coming, but they're filmed the part of the Rampage portion.
Unless they show up at Winter is Coming, or they show up in the Greensboro Coliseum. As you can see, you know, they attacked Sting and Darby again the other night on Rampage, so that might set up another match between Stinger and Darby in either in the Coliseum or the last Dynamite in Jacksonville. Either way, you have a scenario presented to us where the Briscoes could show up in either one of these next 4 episodes of Dynamite. Literally, it's bound to happen. It's bound.
I'm excited.
Let's just call it what it is. It's going to happen. The Briscoes are going to show up in AEW. Now, what happens after that? May it be. Oh my God, Don Sean.
I want to see all them belts. I want to see them have all them belts.
Can you imagine the Pinnacle against Sting, Darby, and the Briscoes in Blood and Guts? Good Lord. And a fifth man. Good Lord.
Who's the fifth man?
Oh, don't tempt me like that. I don't know. Honestly, you could go. I mean, shoot. I mean, who the hell's had a problem with the Pinnacle? Who is it? Like who? I mean, it's almost everybody. But yes, you can go Dante Martin if you really wanted to. You know, he's got his match with MJ. You can go CM Punk. That's a real dark horse in that one. If you really want to set up a blood and guts, but damn it, that's too far out, man. I'm thinking too far out, but damn it, it's such good shit.
Such good shit.
It's such good shit. Oh my god, it's such good shit, Don John. Can you believe it? It'll be such good shit.
It's the best. It's the best. It's the greatest shit there could be.
Man.
But Ring of Honor final battle continued. Titus won the Ring of Honor World Television title. 14 years with the company. His first ever singles title.
His first major
Shout
title.
out to you. Congratulations, Titus. You deserve that. Absolutely. All the grind you've been putting in, the work he's put in, guys, the body of work he's put in. If you've been watching Ring of Honor, you know Titus has been an essential piece to the company, especially in the latter years that have been around. So shout out to you. The foundation, 2 singles titles at that point, Josh Woods, Titus, the TV champion, the pure championship. We get into the women's match, right? We're going to talk about the women's match before we talk about the main event.
Of course.
The main event went off. But let's talk about this women's match. I mean, shout out
Roxy
to
and Willow.
Willow is a monster. The body of work she's put on this year in 2021 has been better and better every time she's out on that match. She recently was just in a match for the Capital Championship Wrestling, first ever women's championship, right? Unfortunately, she gets rolled up by Kylan King, and she drops that. Shout out to CCW. That match just happened. Check out their YouTube. You can check out Kylan King on the In and Out podcast, In and Out the Locker Room podcast on CCW's YouTube as well. So shout out to CCW. You guys check that out. But Willow, man, she's put on a body of work this year. That match she had against Kylan King, she's had on other matches. You guys have probably seen her at AEW Dark once or twice this year. If you guys have been paying attention to Dark and Elevation, there's been so much going on for her. But that match, she gave Roxy the work. Majority
of the match.
Slams.
Majority
she had
of that
endurance.
Match.
She gave her everything she could handle in a bag of chips and more. She was on her. She was in her. She was all over her, slamming her, like I said.
See what you did there with that bag of chips pun, Don Sean. We'll get to that in a little bit, though.
We're going to talk about that.
You're going to get to that in a little bit. Well, go ahead.
Willow has definitely put on a body of work, for sure. Shout out to her. Great match. She definitely put up a great fight. Roxy going out, though. Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, because it's no longer the Women's of Honor title. So I'm sorry that I used that in the graphic that I used. It is actually the Ring of Honor Women's Championship now.
There's a story that happened after the match, though.
Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what we're getting to. The Virtuosa returns.
Oh, yes. Did you ever
think you'd see another Ring of Honor ring?
Deonna Purrazzo returning to a Ring of Honor ring, bringing down the gauntlet to Miss Roxy. She will put up her championship titles, and if she is to beat Mickie James at Hard to Kill January 11th, she will put up her Impact Knockouts championship as well too. As for Roxy's ROH Women's World Championship, Dawn Shawn.
Absolutely, you need to go for it. She said all of the gold on the line. Who's gonna do it?
Who takes all? Where will this take place? Is my question.
And that's the thing. Somebody's got to go over.
Right.
And does Roxy carry the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship outside of the business when it's in this questionable time and drop it?
When Ring of Honor is in such a questionable time. That makes you think, if she drops the title to Deonna, like how does what trajectory does Ring of Honor take going into the supposed April rebuild, to the Supercard of Honor reintroduction, in a way, if you want to put it? Because there's a lot that can happen between now and April. There's a lot of title changes that could take place. I don't see the current champions right now. Probably Roxy. She might lose that title to Deonna. She might lose that title to Deonna.
I think the Virtuoso is on her hunt for gold again, and why not be the 3 title holder currently, the Reina de Reinas. And Lucha Libre Triple A, right? Look at my accent. I can talk Spanish. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, she has that belt. She's wrestling Mickey James in a rematch. I'm just being a fool, man. She's wrestling Mickey James in a rematch for the Impact Knockouts Championship. I believe she's going over at Hard to Kill, get her belt back. She gave Mickey a nice little historic a championship addition to her already built and written in stone legacy. But yeah, that was the news, guys, for the women's championship match. Deonna Purrazzo, Roxy, all the gold on the line at some point in the future after Hard to Kill January 8th, Impact Wrestling. Now, let's talk about the bread and butter, the toast, the foundation, the man himself, the octopus, Jonathan Gresham. And that is indeed foreshadowing, guys.
His first world championship victory. He has claimed the Ring of Honor World Championship from Jay Lethal.
The OG title, too, since Bandito. You know, I hope he's healing up well. Tested positive for COVID. He took that iteration of the title home, kept it home with him, and they said, hey, we're bringing it back. And, of course, against the one, the only, of course, and why not, Jay Lethal, who everybody thought, because he said he wasn't going to be there since he signed the contract, you know, and they said thank you to Tony Khan. Tony Khan said, hey, send him. Let's see it go down. And wow, what a match as always between
and
Jonathan
boy,
Gresham
it delivered. If it was the very last match Ring of Honor put on, man, oh man, did they deliver in more ways than one.
More ways than none, more ways than one, more ways than 1,000, more ways than a million. Always.
The match, the timing, the purity, everything, the synchronicity, it was all there. And then Jonathan Gresham getting the octopus hold in for the submission. Well, it was a done deal. And then, of
course, the foundation reigned supreme. All the singles championships Ring of Honor had to offer. They said, thank you. They're leaving with us.
In the hands of the foundation. I mean, albeit you can't get the tag team title. It belongs to them boys. It will probably stay with them boys. But you know what? I feel like at this stage of the game, it was no better list of champions that could close out if this is how it does close out.
It's going to be a great and interesting time for sure. I'm interested in seeing all the gold on the line. What's up?
An interesting next quarter coming up. I will say,
guys, we're looking at an unprecedented time right now in 2022. Ring of Honor is up in the air. MLW has the open door. GCW is blowing up. Warrior Wrestling blowing up. Mission Pro Wrestling blowing up. CCW blowing up. Everywhere, all over the world. IWTV, Title Match Network, all these places. There's opportunities. It's an amazing time to be a pro wrestling and combat sports fan. As Brother St. Polo mentioned earlier, we're going to get into the Wolves Den on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. We got so much coming at you guys. We got so much to talk about. We got so much boxing to talk about, right? Devin Haney's title defense, Tank Davis winning. So much stuff to talk about from last week. We got so much to talk about.
Lopez, that's
UFC 269. We got so much to talk about Vasily and Kami. We got so much to talk about moving forward. I mean, wow, what a weekend we have ahead of us, right? So we'll get into that on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. But, guys, we definitely want to talk to you guys about some more wrestling and other stuff tonight while we get into it, because there's also so much to talk about in the wrestling world. But we did want to announce, guys, for our final episode of the year, I believe.
Yes, Don Sean. It will happen. Our final Talking Elite of 2021, Tuesday night, December 28th. It will be I don't want to put it like that. But yes, all fans episode. Every fan.
Definitely don't want to put it like that because we're not selling ass on the internet.
No, we're not. Damn it, we're not selling ass. But you know what? It is our all fans episode. We are bringing in every fan. How are we going to do this, Don Sean? You want to do like a Survivor Series kind of deal? You want to do 5 from your side, 5 on my side, 4 on my side, and 4 on your side?
Up to
10
more.
people. Yes.
You can do 10 people, and that includes us. So yes. 4 and 4. 4 and 4. So, guys, if you watch this and you want to be a part of that show, shoot us a message.
Indeed.
First 4 who shoot me a message on the show.
Wow, you're doing it like that, eh? Oh, wow, okay. I mean, I already have 2 lined up, so I only have 1 spot remaining. 1 spot remains for my squad, so.
You have 2.
Oh my.
5. You get.
Oh,
your total would be 5.
Oh shoot. So I have 2 more spots. Oh, no, you're okay. I'm okay. All right,
No,
I like
that. I got somebody as well, so I only got 3 more spots.
I like it. That's all right, though. That's all right. I dig it. This is gonna be some quite.
But absolutely, we got a super shout out to our boy Camera Guy Gimmick. Guys, the photos you're about to see as we get into this conversation about Warrior Wrestling are brought to you by Nick, Camera Guy Gimmick. Some of the best work in the world, guys. I hope you guys are ready to see this. Let's get into La Mera Mera, Thunder Rosa, Mercedes Martinez put on a crazy intense match. La Mera Mera had a crazy weekend herself. She was all over the place.
17.
She was at Mission Pro teaming with her son Anakin for his debut. She was in Warrior Wrestling 17. She was all over the place. Man, great work as always. Mercedes Martinez, Thunder Rosa putting on a woman's clinic. These 2 women have been pillars of the wrestling community. Mercedes Martinez for like the last 17 years plus, if I'm speaking correctly. Man, I've been doing it, and she did it so well. Look at what she got in her hand still right there. Shout out to Nick for sure. Thank you so much for allowing us to share your photos and your body of work on our show again.
Much love, Nick. Goddamn best photos in the game right now, man. You're getting the essence, you're getting the aura, you're getting the passion within this wrestling business.
But this isn't the only thing that happened, guys. They had an insane main event. And guys, I don't want to give away too much of the photos, so I selected very wisely in what I did, because in order for you guys to see and hear what we're really truly talking about, you guys really need to go and watch Warrior Wrestling 17 and really, really see it. But wow, you know who was in the match. We had Billy Goat. Will Ospreay.
Let me tell you something about Will Ospreay. First of all,
we had the tell us.
No. First of all, shout outs to Trey Miguel for who had an unbelievable reign as Warrior Wrestling Champion. Held it literally towards like the tail end of the pandemic in September 2020. Held it for over a year. Had consistently bangers of matches. You know, I can name them. You can go through the scrambles that he had, the people that were included. Trey Miguel did the damn thing as Warrior Wrestling Champion. And to have the caliber of a triple threat match that he had against Blake Christian and Will Ospreay cannot be said enough. These dudes put on a show Saturday night for that crowd. And my, oh my, is Will Ospreay giving the fans something to talk about heading into Wrestle Kingdom.
Another championship around the waist. Guys,
on his way to the Tokyo
Dome. Do next is the question.
Oh, I know what he's going to do next, Don Sean. I know what he's going to do. He's fixing to become the undisputed IWGP heavyweight champion of the world. That's what he's fixing to do.
Absolutely.
That is what is fixing to happen after January 5th. You better believe Will Ospreay will have been defeated Shingo and Kazuchika Okada when it's all said and done.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he's already beat Shingo twice this year. Thank you very much.
Well, damn it, he gonna do it a third time.
He don't need to even wrestle him. He needs to wrestle the winner, because Shingo ain't beating Kazuchika Okada. Kazuchika Okada didn't bring that belt back just to lose it at Wrestle Kingdom to Shingo. He's definitely gonna win one match, but he's dropping it to Billy Goat. Because guess what? Now Billy Goat's gonna be Billy 5 belts.
The deserving IWGP heavyweight champion.
I mean, the body of work he's put together this year, also insane. Also wild. Couldn't say enough about the matches he's put on. Turning down WWE contracts, turning down contracts everywhere, saying, I'm the guy you guys are chasing to be. And man, is he holding it up right now?
Think about it, Don Sean. He basically, like, picture this, almost a year and a half, 2 years ago, almost shunned as a junior heavyweight. They never said the little guys would be able to compete as a heavyweight in the IWGP landscape. My God, what a difference 2 years makes.
I mean, he has bulked up tremendously as well in that time frame, too. He's definitely put a lot of time and work into his physique over the years, without a doubt.
And he is doing the damn thing, and he's doing a tremendous job. And I cannot say much, because you know what? It should pay off. It should pay off, and it's going to pay off. I feel like the fans will be robbed if he doesn't get the payoff. I feel like it will be a robbery, and John Sharp. I don't have New Japan World, but if I were you, I would cancel it. I'll cancel it, bro.
We'll see what happens.
If Ospreay loses, I would riot.
Oh, if he loses, I definitely probably will cancel.
All right.
I'm not ready for another Okada reign.
Who else could take it? Who else could take it from Okada?
He's gonna Cena them.
Oh my God! Really? Cena in Japan?
Oh, don't Cena the Billy Goat, please. Do not Cena the Billy Goat.
No.
But yeah, guys, Warrior Wrestling was insane. I do want to talk a little bit about Raw last night, if we may. Bobby Lashley, I think he's truly deserving.
Oh, absolutely.
Truly deserving.
Oh, we're going to have that conversation?
We're going to have that conversation.
Okay.
I think he is truly deserving to have done what he did last night.
To be added to the Fatal 4-Way match? Absolutely.
To be added to the Fatal 4-Way match at day one. Now, this is the interesting thing.
Okay.
If the belt changes hands,
it should be Seth Rollins.
Who is most deserving?
Seth Rollins. And the reason why I'm saying Seth Rollins, don't get me wrong, I agree with everything that you just said. Bobby Lashley is truly deserving of everything that he has had come his way since he won the WWE Championship in March of 2021. He is very much deserving of being in this match at day one. He is very much deserving of even winning this match at day one. But is he going to win this? Should he win this match? My answer is no. Seth Rollins is going into WrestleMania as champion. I do feel that in my heart. I personally feel that some way, shape, or form, regardless of the outcome at day one, I do think he's going to win at day one. That's just my.
So you think Rollins picks up his belt while his wife drops her belt?
Do you think Big Time Bex is gonna drop it to Liv?
I do think so. Because they made such a big deal about pushing the Bex telling Liv she's gonna be champ before she gets back or when she gets back narrative. They have the angry fan meme. You know, they got all this stuff and momentum going in. They know Liv has the crowd. They know Liv has the support on social media. I think they take the risk and see if it works, because just like anything else in the feds, if it doesn't work, guess what? They'll just make it as if it never happened.
But I present you this scenario, Don Shaw, and hypothetically speaking, what if Liv does lose at day one? If Liv loses at day one, do you set her up? If she's on such a rocket ship, do you strap her up to win the Royal Rumble if she loses at day one?
If she loses at day one, yes.
Is she that popular to win the Royal Rumble if she loses at day one?
Depending on who the SmackDown Women's Champion is. Because if they have Tony beat Charlotte, then Charlotte's winning the Rumble.
I don't think that'll happen.
But
I don't think they'll have Tony Storm beat Charlotte.
If Liv wins, then it sets up Becky winning the Rumble and getting another WrestleMania run.
Okay.
Or do you build the Liv Morgan character with this truly historic WrestleMania moment and give her the original Passover, which is the Rumble to the championship, right? Or if she was on SmackDown, would be like kind of like the Cena JBL aspect of it all, right? Because that was always kind of a theme going back in the day too. Would be that the Raw guy would win,
or the Raw guy would win the Rumble, and then the runner-up would go, would basically have his run on SmackDown.
Yeah, but I don't know. I do think it's a chance. I actually, even speaking about it now, I think that's what they do. I think they set it up for the Rumble and Mania.
Okay, that's fair. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, Don Shaw, I see Becky Lynch holding that title until WrestleMania. I feel like the champions that you will have going into WrestleMania this year, they'll all be champions that have been familiar.
But I do think Ronda Rousey comes back at Rumble.
think so.
I call him that now. Yeah.
Ooh. You call that? I mean, I'm calling for Bailey, to be completely honest.
There's so many that could return at the Rumble.
Bailey is such a dark horse right now. We don't know the extent of how her recovery is going with her knee injury, but I feel like she's at the pace right now where she could probably come back and win the Women's Rumble. Possibly.
Well, I think she's way further than me. She's way further along than me.
Good Lord.
So she's probably gonna be coming back probably relatively by the Rumble.
Okay, that's fair, and that's
what
I'm saying.
Asuka, I hope to see by the Rumble.
But that's what I'm saying. The field for this year's Women's Rumble, oh my God, I think it's way more interesting than the last few years, to be completely honest. Because
but now it kind of makes it like the Men's Rumble with all the surprises, and now it doesn't need to be all these old-time divas. Like we know we're probably gonna see a Bella or two, a Molly Holly, a Kelly, a Michelle McCool.
Michelle McCool did pretty good in the last Rumble she was in, though, bro. Don't cut Taker's wife too much slack.
What's up?
Don't cut Taker's wife too much slack. She did good.
I'm not cut. I'm just saying, like those are the ones who are probably gonna return.
I mean, maybe, but but that's what I'm saying. It presents an element of surprise. Unexpected. Expect the unexpected with this one, but and I don't know. I'm like reverting back to the Liv thing. I think she loses at day one. If she does, I feel like if they really put the ball in her hands and they see how this Atlanta crowd reacts to her, I think this sets her up for something way bigger coming down the road. I think, they're trying to treat day one as a big event, but I think this will set her up to like, I think we can put this ball in her court, in her possession, and she'll be the one to take the realm as probably, the next face of the women's division.
That was Polo's prediction. You guys heard that? You guys heard that?
For real. I'm going. Like, let me tell you something. I listen. I haven't been a big believer in Liv Morgan, but you know what? They're giving her this opportunity. She's making the most of it. Go for it. Go, bro. If you're gonna go with this all the way. Go with this balls to the wall, bro.
Hercules, this bitch. Go the distance.
Go the distance, bro. Take this to Dallas. I want to see
Find
what
your
happens.
Way.
Take this to Dallas, bro. Take this all the way to Dallas. I want to see how far y'all go with this. Right.
Go join your best friend in the AEW land.
Hey.
Because that tag team would blow up in AEW
in no time.
If they bury her. This is the thing, right? This is the time to get her over, right? By Mania. If you bury her with the Mania, then it's done.
Because at this stage of the game, look at Ruby Soho right now. She's on fire. Ruby Soho's on fire. Liv Morgan has yet to catch that light, but she's slowly but surely catching that light. She's catching that spark. So if you just set her up in a way that, okay, yes, maybe she can win that day one. I'm not saying that she can. Maybe she could. Maybe this could be it. But I do not see this happening right now. At least not right now.
This is the beauty of it, right? We think we know who's right.
Damn it! I think with the feds, we're always right. We're always right with the feds here, bro.
The feds is always expected.
We're always right. I want to be wrong for once, Don Sean. I want to be wrong.
But let's talk about winter is coming, man, because we've been talking about the feds for a little bit. I want to talk about AEW a bit.
Hey, they got a stacked card in Dallas tomorrow night, my man. I wish I was going, but man, oh man.
Hikaru Shida, Serena Deeb 3.
Part 3. I think this round goes to Professor.
Think so?
I think
this is where she makes her run.
I think they're gonna establish the Professor as a force to be reckoned with in the women's division, my man. I think this goes to Serena.
She's very deserving.
Very much deserving, Don Sean.
And she took the NWA belt off of Thunder Rosa.
13, 14 years in the business. Let me tell you something. I think Serena Deeb will be getting her Just Roses tomorrow night. I have the Professor over Hikaru Shida. Over Holy Shida.
Who do you think gets the Dynamite Diamond Ring? You think CM Punk interrupts because MJF is bragging rights?
Bro, this is such a dark horse because you know something? It's a lot of things that can go on with this. You could send CM Punk to distract MJF. You could send Hook to distract Dante Martin. You could send Hook Send Hook. You feel me? Send Hook. But yeah,
man, he looked good. He looked good on Friday. Started
Bro.
slow, but he looked good as the match went on,
Sean.
man.
Smooth.
And with the Kajahajime,
Red Rum. As Taz, we got shout out to Taz. We got to make sure we get this. It's called Red Rum. That's what it's called. The Kata Hajime is now called Red Rum. You know, it's not the Taz mission. It's not the Taz mission anymore. It's Red Rum. You know, Hook about to deliver a Red Rum to somebody. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah. You better watch yourself before Hook deliver that Red Rum to you. Anyway, but yes. He was smooth, man. He was smooth the entire match with Fuego del Sol. I mean, shout outs to Fuego for not even like having a game plan for this guy, for not even knowing what to do or what to expect for this being his first match. Let me tell you something. For a debut, it exceeded expectations. And I'm not gonna say it went, as far as to say it was this out of proportion kind of deal, but it was short, sweet, to the point. You didn't see much of him. But you understood, okay, this dude's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and I feel like you understood it even more because the storyline Fuego just had with Miro not too long ago when he was the TNT champion. And that's the one thing I think as fans we often forget in wrestling, unless you're a hardcore fan, is the storyline, right? Like, what's this character been doing just this year, right? The only thing that resets in AEW is their record, not their not their life. You know what I mean? Not their story. Not
first of the year is coming up, so records are going to reset. So there's going to be a lot of things taking place and a lot of young guys to look forward to. Speaking of which, the information for the Owen Hart Cup will be released tomorrow night.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. I cannot wait, and that's why I'm so excited. I think the Briscoes show up, so I think the Owen Hart Cup's about to be something beastly.
Let me tell you something. And Tony Khan said this the other day. I forgot to the news source, but credit it to that news source that had the interview with him. But my man is just trying to produce bangers for us spoiled wrestling fans. He is just trying to give us the best product possible for us spoiled wrestling fans. And that is what, winter is coming tomorrow night. You got the final Dynamite in Jacksonville, the New Year's Smash coming up, the special coming from the Greensboro Coliseum. You just have a lot to look forward to when it comes to AEW. And I'm telling you what, oh my gosh. We digress so hard. I got Dante Martin winning tomorrow night. Sorry. Sorry about that. I think because of CM Punk, I really do believe MJF will be taking his first loss on Dynamite. And this is a legit, I will tell you what, regardless of how it goes, Dante Martin's going to put on a show tomorrow night.
Regardless. Absolutely. And that's what AEW's been setting him up for. He's been in some big matches, taking some big bumps, putting in some work and dropping them.
Yes, sir. So this is his I really do believe this is the coming out party for Dante Martin. He, against MJF on a stage like this, I think he gets the victory. Even if he doesn't, I can't, I won't be mad either way at whichever way this goes, because you give MJF the bragging rights of being a 3-time Dynamite Diamond Ring winner. Or you give Dante Martin, the man who beat MJF for the first time ever on Dynamite, and it was for his beloved Dynamite Diamond Ring, which he won the first time.
Which has been the end of many, many matches. Sorry, guys, I just fumbled over my words with those.
So many setups that you have for MJ, especially for MJF. Well, you know how I feel about MJF, Don Sean. I'm telling you right now, 2022 is his run at the world title. Does he lose the Dynamite Diamond Ring to start his run, his climb to the world title? I think this is where it happens.
We shall see.
I think
my real question is, who wins that belt tomorrow? Does Hangman retain, or does Danielson push him over and say, fuck the standard, fuck your run, I'm here for the belt?
Shout outs to my boy Justin the Wrestling Classic for this take, because I'm going to give you his take, but then I'm going to give you mine. He said he would rather a cold-hearted American Dragon take the title because it'll make the Hangman hunt seem a little bit more fun. Personally, I would not like to see Hangman Adam Page lose his title in his first defense of the title. That is why I'm going with Hangman to beat Bryan Danielson tomorrow night. However, I would not be mad. I would not be mad if Bryan Danielson does pull this off. For the stone cold fact of who the hell would take it off of him. Who under God's hot sun would be the one to take that title, especially when he's undefeated. Especially he's still undefeated. So it's of this notion of, okay.
Who's taking that? Oh, that's the real question. Is he gonna give it up to Hangman?
That's what I'm saying.
Or is he about to do some Goldberg shit?
I'm looking at it like this. If Hangman is this legit, he's gonna take that away from Bryan Danielson.
I think that's how they have to write it, though, to legitimize Hangman.
But I tell you what. But this is why I say, like, the trajectory and this, bro.
Or it goes to a draw or no contest.
It could go to 60-minute draw, but I don't think. Come on now, I don't think
they're not gonna rush Dynamite that way just to give him a 60-minute draw.
No, sir. They won't do that. You got to look at it like this, and this is why I say, like, the road, and I don't mean to revert back to MJF so much, but the road to their title match, when it does happen, is going to present so many correlations because I really do believe MJF is going to hand CM Punk his first loss as well, too. It's so many things, so many factors that come into these matches. It's like the long-term storytelling is like a chef's kiss with AEW. I
think he hands him a loss. I don't think it's in the first match they have together. Because I feel like Wardlow's story on turning on MJF is gonna happen soon.
Do you think before MJF wins the title?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because if they do it when MJF has the title and then he turns on him because he wants the belt, they're really just doing a whole new Evolution storyline just with.
In a way, okay. The way you deter that though is that MJF keeps the title. You don't let him lose the title of the world.
Right, but still, even if he turns and tries to challenge him for the title, you really just rewrote Evolution.
I mean, yes, you rewrote Evolution, but in a way, did you really rewrite Evolution? Because yes, you gotta look at it like
100%. This. Yes, in a way.
100%. No. But MJF and Wardlow, they're like, I mean, come on now. They're kind of in the same age bracket. They're in this position where, okay, they're both young and they're both in this scope of the business. When Triple H and Batista had their program, Triple H was a little bit of the. I mean, don't get me wrong, Batista.
Well, he was like his mentor. I get that. Right. I get that, and these guys are of the same class, but in the essence and in the theory of it all, the one person of the this and the that story's been written 1,000 times, man.
Of course, I mean, I understand that, and
I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
Right.
I'm not saying, oh man, it's not going to work. I'm not saying anything like that. I believe it can. Right. I personally don't want to see it. I'd rather him turn long before to make his own run, and then whenever one of them gets to the title, it becomes a thing. Well, look, I got the title. And that to me is a better feud. But hey, I'm not a guy who writes wrestling shows. I'm nothing. We talk about it. I talk about it.
Hey man, we talk about it. You never know when we'll be writing about it.
Never.
Tony Khan.
Well, yeah. What else? What else is happening on Winter's Coming in, brother?
I have the absolute notion that we are going to see. Let me see the rest of this card. We have the world title match. Wait, did you give your prediction
on the world title match?
Yes. I don't think I heard. I don't think you said who was winning.
No, I didn't.
No. Oh yeah. What? Don Sean, come on, son. Oh, speaking of Wardlow, he's in the action against Matt Sydal tomorrow night.
Oh, he's squashing Matt.
That's so disrespectful.
It is, but that's how they have to. That's how they're gonna keep building him.
That's so disrespectful.
I need to see him and Powerhouse Hobbs in a 1-on-1.
I think they teased that in the Battle Royal last week.
Yeah, that's coming.
They teased it.
Team Taz versus the Pinnacle. That's coming.
Send Hook.
And
that's
honestly,
my new tagline for send hook, bro. Send hook.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, look at this, picture perfect. Oh, he came back and then he left.
Well, let's say, man, he can get ready to close the show with us.
I was like, all right. Started it up all over again. Here we go. I do think that between Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson, we're going to be surprised by the outcome.
Oh, absolutely.
Regardless of however it comes. I do believe my prediction is it somehow goes into a non-decisive one for either one of them.
Okay. I can see that. I mean, can you see? I mean, either way this goes, Miro is still in the top 5. Miro is still in the top 5.
There's so many guys that I think deserve this, though. You know what I mean? Like a run or something, just more time. I mean, where's Kip Sabian been? Where's all these people have been? Like,
right.
There's so many great ones.
Been hiding behind a paper bag. I don't know why.
And Helico, Jack Evans, TH2. You know what I mean? Where's that tag team been? Where so many great guys, and there's so much more that can happen. AEW is booming. You know, Dynamite, Rampage,
it's
Dark,
such
Dark
a boom
Elevation.
right now. That's what I'm saying. Like,
rumors, and guys, when I say rumors, I mean just rumors. If you look at Sean Ross Sapp's tweet from Fightful.com on from Saturday when he was backstage at Ring of Honor Final Battle, that thread was going nuts about what's going on with what's happening. And guys, you know, I would love to see Tony Khan save Ring of Honor and kind of make it like their NXT simple type of thing, because you know, I've never ever considered NXT a developmental thing. I thought it was a great third brand. I wish they would have kept it in the Survivor Series and all of that. I would love to see a fourth one with NXT UK really be built to that same stature, and really, because it really is with, you know, Mustache Mountain and all those guys that they have up there in NXT UK. Jordan Devlin, that dude cannot miss. You hand him a mic, cannot. Protege of Finn Balor. You know, there's so much great stuff because they can send Drew McIntyre back to really, if they really want to do that and give it like a super big name besides Walter, who's obviously a monster too as well. You know, the ring general himself.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I would love to see Tony Khan save Ring of Honor. Not really save it, but reintroduce it in April. If the Super Card of Honor is some super duper wild AEW, New Japan, Impact, because that's kind of where I'm thinking it's going. Some super like 5 promotion card.
Let me tell you something. I told you this a few weeks ago, we just said it earlier on the show when Tyler Jones was on here. This is like a pro wrestling multiverse that is taking place before our very eyes. And I highly think that Ring of Honor, even with their absence right now in these last 4 and these next 4 months, supposedly between now and the Super Card of Honor, there's going to be something special that gets announced that features the return of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. And whatever it is, I'm buying tickets because that's my birthday. So
remember, honor is forever, my man, and I do think they will be back. I highly doubt that these last 20 years have been done in vain. A lot of people say that the Super Card was, you know, the quote unquote death nail, the mega card that they had with New Japan was the death nail in the garden. But you know what? Things, even if it wasn't the death nail, you know, a lot of things could have played that still had Final Battle turn out the way it did Saturday night. You know, so we can't really say, you know, what you can't really pinpoint what it was. But like I said, you hope that Tony Khan like stands up, because if it wasn't for Ring of Honor, they probably wouldn't have been an All Out. If it wasn't for All Out, they probably wouldn't be an AEW at this notion.
All in.
Oh, excuse me, for All In. You know, if it wasn't for Ring of Honor, there wouldn't be an All In. If it wasn't for an All In, there wouldn't be an AEW. So there's a lot that goes into that factor. There's a lot that goes into what Ring of Honor presents.
Absolutely, guys. Let's talk about on this day.
Oof.
2008, Armageddon.
Oof.
Jeff Hardy. Edge.
It's such a, you know, something.
H.
It's so wild that you bring up Jeff Hardy on a day like today, especially after, you know, this is
Jeff Hardy climbed the mountaintop.
From daredevil to icon, as JR put it.
And won the belt on this day.
The WWE 2008. The WWE Championship went to Jeff Hardy, and he defeated Edge.
So I spoke about Jeff Hardy. Talk about me, brother. Why do you find it so interesting?
Jeff Hardy got released by WWE a few days ago.
Yes,
apparently
he's happier than ever now.
You know what, Don Sean? You know what? We're not going to entertain the fact that Baron Corbin is putting out these false accusations that he is, that he wanted to get himself released and all these notions. Up yours, Baron Corbin, trying to lie on Jeff Hardy like that. Up yours, sir. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Listen, whether he did or he didn't, I don't give a fuck. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Edge said he wanted to work with Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy said he wanted to work with Edge. You could have gave him that title run. There was rumors of him getting another run. He won the Battle Royal, and then all of a sudden, Sami Zayn, because Brock Lesnar's coming back. Bullshit. I would have got a little too drunk, too, if that's true. I would have did whatever, too. Listen, this is what the community, this is the point I'm talking about. It's so toxic. You got people like, go get help. Go do this. Go do that. Look, man, as a guy who just became 4 years sober himself, yes, guys, I'm 4 years sober. I do not drink alcohol at all. I've made this journey myself, too. I've been to the grind. I've been there where I've relapsed. I've been to the meetings. I've been there for the sponsorship and had the battles. I've been there through it. Look, I get it. Get the help you need for sure, especially when you can't see the signs yourself. Take your family, take the fans, take everybody's love and respect. But when you're unawares of the true situation and all you're getting are short clips of him falling down, because it looked like he passed out.
Right.
In that ring for a second before he left. But when he left, he took pictures with the fans. He was signing autographs. He didn't leave hurt. He didn't leave wild. People were like, oh, look, it's the I feel like a jackass right now, even forgetting the pay-per-view because I've been literally writing this down this fact all day about it. But like with the match with Sting in TNA, they're like, oh, it's all that all over.
Victory Road is Victory Road, Jeff.
But no, come on, man. Like, why we're going back there? Why are we bringing up those dark times? Yes, he's been very open and honest. Jeff and Matt have both been open books. I mean, majority of the wrestling industry has Kurt Angle, others who admitted to other things. I mean, people joke around, and I've done it too myself. Kurt, and like all this other stuff, and
Angle, the whole nine,
yeah, there's a whole bunch of things, but. The guy seems happy. He's announced he's playing music shows again. Matt Hardy's announced he seems happier in a better place than ever. Maybe he just took the release a lot easier this time because he's been released by them many times before. Has anybody thought about that?
I don't think anyone has, Don Sean. Hell, I don't even think I thought about it like that. But I damn sure didn't think about it in a way of, okay, he's relapsed or any of that stuff, But it's more so the fact, I feel like, even though a lot of people are telling, they're putting the bug in Tony Khan's ear not to sign Jeff Hardy, I really do think he's going to come to AEW. It's pretty much
nothing else makes sense.
I feel like at this is the Hardy Boys' last stage, and this is their last hurrah in their career. And I feel like
they're going to go to Impact, and Matt Hardy can just go back and do his thing there with them.
I don't think that'll ever happen. Sorry. Scarlett and Killer Cross said the same thing. I don't think they will ever go back to Impact Wrestling. They didn't even touch the subject. They will not be going back to Impact Wrestling. I do not think
Killer Cross is in control of your narrative. I don't know if you peeped that.
Are you sure? Yeah. Just because he put the time clock under EC3's post does not make the assumption that he's
not the time clock. He's on the poster. EC3 released the poster.
I mean, yes, but
he tagged him. And he tagged him. It's Adam Scher, EC3, and Killer Cross.
Damn. Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Don Sean, nah. Wait a minute. You're pulling my leg. You're pulling my leg here.
Sir, when was this post? Pulling your leg, sir.
When was this? Wait, no, you're pulling my leg. When was this announced? Who announced this?
It was on all the social medias. Go to
how did you
EC3.
What? It is through this awakening. Oh my God.
This gay.
Oh my Lord.
This gay.
EC3,
Monster.
Killer Cross, and Adam Scher. Good.
Shafir's been on it. Many people have been on it. Control your narrative, guys. EC3's journey and venture of wrestling freedom. Control your narrative.
I don't know if you saw this, but someone posted a picture Saturday night that after the segment that EC3 and the narrative had, The Young Bucks had their vignette on video come up on the screen, and then it was showing a picture that
it was
EC3
showing
was
he stuck
flipping
his
the
fingers
bird.
up.
He was flipping the bird at the Young Bucks. Shoot,
and then
or work.
That's no, that's shoot. That's real. That's shoot. That is shoot. There is a lot of heat with the Young Bucks that's been being brought up since that photo has arisen. If you guys have been scouring the social webs and just following the photo and just the comments and everything like that, there's been a lot of things brought up about other troubles with certain people in the locker room and stuff like that over the last few years. Obviously, no proof to either anything, right? There's no photos, there's no videos, there's nothing like that. And if you guys know me personally, you know I'll always say if you accuse anybody of anything, unless you got photo or video evidence, I don't see shit, I don't know shit, and all you're doing is talking shit. You're not talking to Lee, you're talking shit. So otherwise, that could just be EC. EC3 is angry right now, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He built himself up on the indies after leaving NXT. Built himself up in Impact, especially. Got a great title run, and then goes back and gets snubbed so hard.
Very much snubbed. So I mean,
the fuck did you sign him for? Just to keep him out of AEW originally?
That's it. Well, you just signed him just to keep him out the indies.
To break his spirit, to break his mold.
He was the hottest act at Impact. Man was the hottest act at Impact, was a world champion, was their top guy, one of their top guys. And then he leaves to go back to the company just because you gave him false promises, or how we say it, blow smoke up his ass. And then you just roll the carpet under him. Where is EC1 or 2? Allah. No offense to Moxley, get well soon, but still, just saying that promo may not be remembered, but it's still there, Don Sean. It's still there.
Yeah, definitely not. But
just saying,
it was terrible.
Just saying,
yeah, control your narrative, something crazy, something different.
This is something wild.
So much insane shit happening.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When they end the final battle and when they have that whole thing with the narrative come up, I'm like, they present more questions than answers. They present all of this.
EC3 being added to that match raised so many questions to me, and I kind of thought it was going to lead to a promo, and I'm happy it did, because it made no sense having Rocky Romero join Violence Unlimited and then EC3 joining their people and the Foundation. And really, really made no sense at all to me at one point. But then it did. And the short narrative promo, calling him the Titan, released the Titan. And you saw a lot of recently released wrestlers. You saw, I forget his name in NXT, but he was a part of the Forgotten Sons stable. Yes. So you saw him there standing there.
Wesley Blake? Is it Wesley Blake?
I believe it was Wesley Blake was his name in WWE. Right. Now he's going by another name. I'm sorry for not remembering the name and mentioning this guy, so but I definitely will get you guys that name. But yeah, so some great shit happening, guys, in the world of wrestling for sure. This has been a great episode, without a doubt. We had Picture Perfect Tyler Jones to start the episode, guys. You guys can follow him at I'm not Tyler. I'm _ I am right at I am _ not _ Tyler Jones, guys. You can follow him on social media, Instagram specifically there.
Shout out to Picture Perfect joining us in the penthouse today.
For sure, Picture Perfect joining us. And then, guys, we got a lot to talk about in regards to wrestling and what's happening in the world. We talked about Warrior, and we talked about some stuff with Mission Pro and Thunder Rosa. We talked about WWE. We talked about AEW. We talked about Ring of Honor. Guys, there's still so much more happening. Don't think we forgot. We're coming at you guys. Way more content coming. Don Sean's Wolves Den, Thursday at 8:30. You can see my boy, Bro St. Polo, tomorrow on the Epic Talk. I'm sure he's going to be there at some point. You can catch more wrestling podcasts, CCW's In and Out the Locker Room. That's kind of one of my personal favorites right now, guys. So if you guys are joining us and looking for another thing, yes, we are a podcast. We're not one of those like, oh, this is a monopoly, we're trying to get out there. No, man. This is a community. No. And shout out to them, check out that interview with Kylan King. She is their new queen. She has been crowned. It is amazing things happening, guys.
There's some beautiful things happening, Don Sean. Like we said, end of the year, December 28th, our final show of 2021, we will be having our All Fans episode. That means 4 on Don Sean's side, 4 on my side. We're gonna have different perspectives. We're gonna have 10 different perspectives in the penthouse, Don Sean. I don't know. We're ready for this.
I think so, guys. And that episode will just be all fans. We'll chat for about an hour. That'll be a short episode, nice and sweet. Merry Christmas before the new year. And guys, it is crazy to even do this another week and say this, but our original winner,
bro,
decided that because they cannot choose the size.
To be an idiot. Don't you know there's a thing called StockX?
And they do not want to go the hassle of reselling them.
Can't you see?
They do not want to accept the giveaway. Therefore, the Supreme giveaway again will be drawn tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, 12 p.m. Don Sean will be drawing the winner. We'll be posting the video. It'll be up, guys. So all the other entrants, you guys will be re-entered. Sorry about that.
I'm one of the entrants.
Was that?
I have another chance. I'm one of the entrants. I am
nice.
One of the entrants.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it, right. Guys. I'm
gonna take it. I'm gonna take it if I win.
We'll see if you're the winner.
Bro, but I'm going to
tomorrow,
take it.
We will indeed be drawing a winner. Guys, head out to our official YouTube. Go to our link tree. Go to any of these pages. Click on the link, and you can go to our official YouTube. Guys, we dropped so much content on our YouTube this week. We dropped so much content, more content than we have
interview with Sam
ever.
Shields, interview with the Renegade Twins, interview with Camera Guy Gimmick.
Interviews, guys. We dropped the full interviews. We've been so active on Twitter. We've been so active all over the world. Thank you guys so much to all the new subscribers, all the new followers, all the new likers, all the new anythings. Thank you guys so much for just even mentioning us, for reading us, for catching us. If you viewed us for a second, if you viewed us for 10 minutes, if you viewed us for the entire show, we truly, truly appreciate you guys very, very much. Guys, you already know. Don Sean loves to be elite. Bro St. Polo loves to dream elite.
Always.
We always love to eat elite.
and don't forget thinking. We always love to think elite.
I love to think elite for sure. Thinking elite is my favorite.
But there's nothing more better. There could be nothing more at the top, at the pinnacle, all pun intended. Nothing better than talking elite.
Absolutely not, guys. There is absolutely only one place you could talk elite, and that is here with Don Sean and Bro St. Polo, where you can get a different perspective. So shout out to you guys. Be great. Stay blessed.
Stay elite, my man.
Stay elite without a doubt.
For Don Sean, I'm Brother St. Polo, and you're not.
And we are out of here.
See you next week, guys.